Uh, mic chat. Hello. It's Wednesday, my dudes. Is it Wednesday? It is Wednesday. Hi guys. What's up? Hello Bon. Hold on, let me go to my game screen. Whoop. There we go. Hi everyone. Wednesday. Get your free something right now. I only know the Wednesday thing, not the rest of the script. No. How are you guys doing today? I've been streaming every day. This is the first time I've ever streamed consecutively every day. So this is I have to prepare for stream the night before because it takes me a while to get everything done. Now we're here. Every day. It's only been the middle of the week. This is what I get. This is what I get for taking on so many cool games to play. But I really wanted to spotlight all of the games that I was offered. Ganba, do it for the hype. I'll try my best. Anyway, introductions first. Hello everyone, my name is Mori Motchi, interdimensional lost dog who loves to draw and rule empires, apparently. Today we will be playing Imperial Grace by Synstoria. This is a otome combined with management. They have you actually have to manage your empire in this game. There's a whole thing, and if you, I think it'll impact your story a lot if you manage your empire very poorly. So today we'll be trying not to die from mismanagement. Alright, chat? Okay. Right now, I'm on the menu screen, but this game is available on both Steam and itch.io. If you play, if you type in chat !play, you will get a link to both the Steam store page as well as the itch.io page, where you can check out more about the game. I was reached out to check the game out on stream, and this was when they reached out to me. I mentioned how I was really excited about the concept of the management game being a part of the otome game, and it was they told me it's like the stars aligned and fate fate brought us here. This was a match made in heaven. Hello, Nil. Oh, let me pin that actually. Let me pin this so everyone tuning into the stream can see. There we go. Thank you for the hydrate and posture check. Yeah, we will be playing as an empress who is in charge of managing an empire and also looking for someone to romance. How majestic. Stars aligned is crazy. Yeah. Because, whoa. What did I click? When... Oh. Back. When I was, signing up for the creator program for this festival, they had us pick, like, game genre preferences. And there was a long list of genres that you could pick from. And one of them was romance visual novels and management games. And I picked both of those, and then stars aligned, here we are. And now, let us actually start playing the game now. I really love the art style for this. It's very reminiscent of, I think, a lot of the story games that I see online. This game is intended for mature audiences. It contains many themes that could offend the sensitivity of younger players. Oh yes, please take a note of that. This is meant for mature audiences. Although this is mainly for all ages? Question mark? I think this is mainly an all ages thing, but it does dabble a lot in politics and like high society stuff. So that can be a little bit of a sore spot for younger players, I guess. And also there was like I made sure to set it up in the settings before I started stream. There are suggestive scenes that I will make sure to censor, but I don't know what to use to censor. I forgot to put in like a censor in my overlay. Let me find something. Just in case, but usually I set it to fade to black. Where's my cloud mint? Hold on. There we go. I'll use cloud mint as the censor. There, just in case. Woo! This will be the censor. But yeah, alright. The complete list of trigger warnings is available on our store page. You are going to play a demo version of the game, thus the content might be subject to change and some features may be missing, such as the diplomacy feature. Oh! There's no diplomacy? Oh well. That's actually a really interesting game mechanic for this. I'm looking forward to it. Oh yes, here's the full list of content warnings. I'll put it up on stream, in the chat. There is tackling of several forms of fantasy violence common in medieval times, assassination, disease, war, sexism, etc. So if you are sensitive to those subjects, I recommend you hop off and watch a different stream. You should prioritize your safety over watching me, okay? Show me some tips. Skip all tutorials. I need to be handheld. I click anywhere on the screen to progress the story. Use your mouse wheel to go back, even after a choice. You can fasten the text display in settings. Several accessibility features are available on the options for your gaming comfort, especially if you're dyslexic, photosensitive, or epileptic. So don't hesitate to check the corresponding functions. Yes, there are accessibility features here. I have made sure to increase the font size for this game so you guys can see it on stream, because it does look a little small when I'm viewing it on my overlay. 6. Have fun! You have infinite resources. Normal mode, story mode. We do normal mode. I would love to do the resource management for this. Right. Okay. For this game, you can you are playing as the Empress. You can self-insert. But for now, I don't feel like I am worthy of being a ruler of an empire, so I will remain as her right-hand man. Let's make an OC. Not in a What did you say, no? Not in a million years that I would rule an empire? Do you hate me that much? God damn. I will let chat decide the name of our empress. Imagine Tiny Mori sitting on a throne with a big stick and crown. Wait a minute, why is my chat not working? Oh, there it is. Queen. We just name her Queen? But she's an empress? Sure. You know, I often read webtoons about aristocracy and you know, the trashy romance webcomics about empresses and dukes and duchesses going into like romantic scandals. Yes, that's my usual reads on webtoon. And there's one really popular one called The Remarried Empress. I really love the Empress there, Empress Navier. However, after season 3, I think, it all went downhill. It should have ended like by that time, but they kept on like dragging it out, I guess because it was really popular. So they should have had a happy ending when they had children, but no. I go through like 15 episodes and never continue. It's like a little side quest I go through. Oh my god. Medieval reality is very tough to live in, but it's so romanticized. Yeah. I would not want to be alive during medieval times. You know, they don't have plumbing. They don't have actual decent hygiene practices. Like, damn, you can't even brush your teeth. I'm not doing that. They're all kind of similar to, yeah. It's always, whenever I go into like reading one of the webtoons that I pick up, I always wish there was like one Yuri or Yaoi ship to develop there. Like, give me some flavor, give me some spice. Good god. Alright, let's pick who we will be blessed by. Blessed by Basan. You have loved fighting since you were a child. Although you are not allowed on the battlefield, you are in excellent physical shape, and your swordsmanship rivals that of a man. Starting bonus in army. Blessed by Amatera. When you were younger, you almost became a scholar. Your love of reading and learning has given you knowledge in many fields, including astronomy, theology, and botany. Starting bonus in religion. You have mastered the art of diplomacy and eloquence. You can improvise inspiring speeches in an instant, and you know the first names of every noble over 3 generations. Oh. Starting bonus in influence. Blessed by Horel. Blessed by Meridia. Numbers and resource management hold no secrets for you, and you have excellent relations with merchants, are good at mental arithmetic, and know all the subtleties of tithes and other taxes, not only from Calidia, but also from your neighbors. Do we want to be rich, influential, scholarly, or strong? Money? Money? You guys want money? Horel sounds kinda nice. Bonus in influence. Unfortunately, we don't have the diplomacy mechanic in this demo, so does influence ever even matter? Yes, it does. Objectively, it does. Influence matters in the high society. But in this demo, so a jock, a book nerd, an influencer, or a sugar mom. Don't say it like that. What the? Sure, let's go with money. Go with money. First name Queen, and we got the money. Next up, let's pick the skin. Tan, light, medium, deep. Let's do default. There's freckles. Oh, we can zoom in. The freckles. There's one beauty mark here. Oh! Beauty mark beneath the eye. Oh! Okay. These are I like this one. I like this one. Next up, hair. The hair type, contrary to hairstyle, cannot be modified during the game and will be taken into account during illustrations. Okay, so hair type is permanent, like the hair texture. The religion sounds good for me for real. No, I already picked money. Do we go with straight hair, wavy hair, curly, dreads? I'd love a wavy hair type. And then hairstyle. Braids? I was too late, RIP. Hello, A4! Hi, we're making an empress. Her name is Queen, and I am going to be her right-hand dog. I will be the one telling her what decisions to make to improve the empire and strategies on how to romance her love interests. They all look pretty, to be honest. Yeah, let's look over the different. Ooh. That's nice. Let's see. The other ones as well. Oh. High ponytail. I really like braids. Somehow. Would this do? Or the other one. This one, I'm reminded of Rumi from Huntrix. I was the queen that I meant to be. Empress, let's go, yeah. Let's do the straight hair side. I like this one. Let's have that. Yeah. Dreads. Oh, these are also pretty. Oh man. Oh man. Alright, halfway. Let's do halfway. I think we'll pick the braids because I do love braids. And then the eyes. Oh, you can give her heterochromia. We're not gonna do that. Since she is of my kin, I will give her my red eyes. I'm actually her long lost cousin. Something like that. Yeah. Confirm. Customizations on this screen will not be affected in the illustrations. The match option adapts your outfit to the illustration, not the other way around. To change your outfit during the game, click on extra outfit. Okay. So the switch outfit to match illustration. Oh, you can pick hairstyles for during different outfits? Wait, that's wild. Alright, we'll have her hair down. In casual. Have that, I guess. Formal. For formal, let's have her like a little bit more fancy, I guess. Something like this. Yeah? Yeah. At the start of a scene that has an illustration, the game will automatically switch your outfit hairstyle to match the one used in the illustration, as we don't have the means to make every variation. Oh, okay. I mean, sure. Or not. I'm not really sure. Let's just leave that unchecked. There we go. Prologue! Your Grace! Your Grace! A panicked voice resonated in my dream like an echo. A few moments before I understood that it came from somewhere else and woke up with a jolt, disoriented. Your Grace! Your Grace! Empress Queen! The palpable feeling of urgency had immediately brought me to my senses, but it still took me a few seconds to recognize the advisor's voice, as well as the room I was in. Alden? What's going on? Your Highness, I bring terrible news. I was talking so high-pitched, I thought it was a woman who was trying to wake her up. No, it's Alden. Your father was assassinated last night. Assassinated? I was ready to hear just about anything. Managing crises was an important part of royalty after all, and yet I was completely stunned by the news. My father was dead, at the hands of an assassin, just a few rooms away from me. All the implications from this revelation bounced through my head. Drenched in doubt and fear concerning my own security, and the future of the realm of Khalidia. I beg your pardon, Your Highness. I was too late. Pulling myself out of my lethargy, I looked down on Alexander, who knelt next to the bed, his head bent low, as if the weight of his shame stopped him from getting up. Whatever went down, I knew he had nothing to be ashamed of. When I was just a child, I already admired his talents, and they grew steadfast with age and the position of general. His presence here was a relief. I didn't know the assassin's full intentions, but even if they were after me, as long as Alexander was by my side, I didn't have anything to worry about. Don't put yourself down like this. You aren't responsible for what happened. We'll bring the regicide to justice. We just started and our father already got slimed. Don't call it like that! What the... Our father just got assassinated. Give him some respect. Still mortified, Alexander stayed on his knees. I could see his fingers twitch a little, proof he wasn't completely convinced, but he nodded his approval all the same, transported by the firmness of my voice. My webcam is slipping! Oh, wait! Okay, there. There. That should be good, right? It's secure now, my webcam. Okay. Face tracking. As for me, now that I had said it out loud, I felt that the information had settled in my mind, and I finally accepted it as truth, with a full understanding of the situation. My father, Magnus V, Emperor of Khalidia, was dead. Many would have broken down after hearing such news, but for years now, I hadn't held an ounce of affection for him. His death was actually good news to me. Oh, we hated our father. I see. I mean, I guess it marked the beginning of a new era. A better one, I hoped. An era for which I had been preparing ever since I realized that this was my destiny. Was the assassin a supporter of our queen? Our queen empress? I'm going to keep mixing up the titles now. Oh, they hated him? Good riddance, he's got. I was to succeed him. I was to become the empress. But it wasn't yet time for celebration. Although I was the legitimate heir to the throne, I had plenty of detractors, and I still needed to figure out why the assassination had taken place. I had many questions about the killer's identity and motivations. I was lost in thought, and it took me a while to realize that Alden and Alexander were staring at me, worried, surely awaiting a reaction or a declaration from me. Both had known me since my early childhood. They knew the enmity I felt for the Emperor, and I trusted them enough to set all pretenses aside. But it was perhaps a bit inappropriate to rejoice over my future title while my father's dead corpse was still warm. Oh. Oh man. I have my reading glasses on, but somehow I keep noticing that my model keeps closing its eyes. I'm not really closing my eyes, I'm just looking down at the text, and it's not registering that I'm reading it. After taking a deep breath, I threw off my covers and got up, eyeing them. Oh, rejoice, pretend to be sad, stay neutral. Why is this a choice? I mean, we need to stay neutral. They already know that we hate our father. Empress, I would advise you to stay neutral. After taking a deep breath, I got up, eyeing them, and stood neutral. Gloating seemed a tad indecent, but I could at least spare myself the pretense of being the grieving orphan that I would surely need to be in front of the court. What I feel isn't important. You don't have to worry about me. What matters most is our nation, and we all know that the sudden death of an emperor is a delicate situation. At the moment, the most important thing is to preserve the kingdom's stability. I'm counting on you to protect and serve me. This won't be an easy task, but I'm sure we can accomplish great things. This time, Alexander got up, putting his hand on his sheath in a dignified and military posture. Look at this guy! Alexander, at your service, Highness. May the four witness my oath. I solemnly swear that I protect you until my dying breath. Oh my god. Empathic, he bowed down before lifting his eyes up to me. I smiled and accepted his allegiance with a certain poise, despite my unkempt hair and my nightgown. Marjorie, my tutor, often told me that everything about me showed nobility, that I didn't need any props to act like an empress. Today I understood what she had meant. Alden, however, didn't seem to share the general's fervor. Forgive me, Your Majesty, for tarnishing your enthusiasm, but there is a very delicate question that I have to ask. Have you had your father killed? Straight to the point! Alright! His abrupt question threw me off, and I stared at him, wavering between surprise and indignation. How dare you even suggest such a possibility? You're going too far, advisor. Come on, you... Wait, no, that's Alden. Come on, don't be offended. You said it yourself. You've hated your father since the death of your brother. You've always held him responsible for it. Oh, he had a brother. Queen had a brother. And your father dies the very day you return to the palace? Whatever your answer is, I'll accept it, but I need to know. I felt anger rise within me at these words, and I walked to the window to breathe some fresh air. After I took a few deep inhales, I finally turned around to face him and gave him my answer in a firm voice. On one hand, my presence here isn't a coincidence. The Emperor celebrates, or rather was about to celebrate, his birthday in 2 days. Half of the Empire's noblemen are here. It's undeniable that the event presented the perfect opportunity to strike. The palace is swarming with unknown guards and servants. It's much harder to provide security in these circumstances. Exactly. On the other hand, your suspicions are an insult to my intelligence advisor. Oh, tell him, Queen, tell him. After a regicide, the heir is always suspected. If I had really wanted to speed up fate, you better believe I would have been smarter about it. Marjorie taught me the rules of the game. I would never risk losing everything in such a foolish way. I know my ascension to the throne will already be difficult because I am a woman. I'll state it plainly if it can relieve your doubts. Alright. There was a motor going past the house. Hello, Neko-kun! Or Usagi Ian. Is your family stealing from your snack box again? No. That's been a long gone problem now. They no longer steal from me because I don't have anything anymore. That's a long time ago now. Yeah. Isn't it? It's not even a recurring joke anymore. It's like an old news thing. So I said I just go in here. All right, that's fine. You can watch wherever. But I do appreciate everyone watching on YouTube because it helps me with watch hours and reaching YouTube partner. Yeah. All right. I'll state it plainly if it can relieve your doubts, but listen closely because I will not repeat myself. No, I did not have my father assassinated. My eyes trail on him. I crossed my arms, almost daring him to contradict me if I kept a lid on my as I kept a lid on my fury. Alden seemed to gauge me for a moment, but nodded in assent and apology. Please forgive me, Your Grace. As soon as possible, I'll alert the Master of Murmurs, and will launch an investigation to uncover the truth and bring justice to your father. Master of Murmurs, that's a banger title. I want to be Master of Murmurs. What does being Master of Murmurs entail, though? Wanting to be this job title without knowing what the job entails, goddamn. So you don't appreciate the Twitch viewers? Wow, I do appreciate you guys. You watch the ads for me, and you give me pennies. Pennies for the ads. Ah, no! I do appreciate you guys. You... No, you cut me in the corner. No! Isn't that just Bumble rap? Murmur? Being a Master of Murmurs? The Gen Z Eminem? But yeah. If not for Twitch's, like, lifting of the exclusivity clause in their affiliate contract, I would still be streaming on Twitch and have separate YouTube streams. So you guys are for my starting channel. So I will never leave you guys. No. Don't pit me against anyone, please. You need to look at Twitch too? I am looking at Twitch. I have both chats up on my thing. L plus Bozo plus Fujo. L plus Ratio. You guys hate me. You guys hate me. I would have preferred more vivid regrets, but under the circumstances, this was enough. I felt my anger Ow! I felt my anger slowly fade away. as I get bonked. Somehow. I accept your apology. Let's not speak of this again. There are more urgent things to do. The news will no doubt make quite a commotion. Yeah, everyone and their mom is here to celebrate the Emperor's birthday, and now they find out he's dead before his birthday party? Dang. Oh. There. You've asked us to swear allegiance to you. I assume you will try to claim your rightful place as heir, Your Grace. How do we respond to this? I've always wanted to become Empress. It is my destiny. I mean, to keep up appearances, yes, it is my destiny. It is your destiny, Queen. I heaved a sigh and mustered all my determination to answer him without leaving any doubts as to my intentions. I realized a while ago that this was my destiny. Whether I like it or not, I don't really have a choice, and I'm not one to do things half-heartedly. No, it's not that. It's that I wanted to keep up appearances. Queen does want to be Empress. You know, there's a thing where I can roll back the dialogue and go back to a choice. I could do that. It's just like in our life where I just use the scroll wheel to go up. Yeah, see? I'm going back. There. What choice do we make? Greed. Wow. Alright. Speaking of greed, I need to turn on the fans. Getting unreasonably warm. Hello, I'm back. Even though it's like cold enough, cold season is in, it's still like warm enough to cause you to have like uncomfortable weather. I don't know why. It's toasty, yeah. It's colder? During the Burr months. It gets pretty cold. I mean, colder than usual. And by usual, I mean the default is like hot temperature, and then it gets colder. It just lowers by a few degrees, but you can feel it. I nodded vigorously and didn't skip a beat before answering. That's too much enthusiasm! Is there no in-between? Holy moly! Queen! Yes, my father doesn't have a direct heir. I doubt the court will accept his bastards, and he hasn't remarried since my brother's death. I've been preparing for this role for a long time. The day simply came earlier than I had planned. God damn, girl. Dial it back. I nodded vigorously. Holy moly. I wanted to become Empress. No, that's not going to make me suspicious of the death of the Emperor. There are many things I didn't agree with when my father ruled. Only time will tell, but I think I'll be a good Empress. I don't doubt that, Your Grace. In fact, I'm rather relieved to see you have already thought about it. Like you said, our country needs stability. We can't get away with a weak-willed monarch on the throne. Okay, that at least improves our relationship with the advisor, I guess. And, Alexander? I'm sure you'll be a wonderful Empress, Queen. Oh? Queen? His words were barely a whisper, but I was sure of what I'd heard, and I felt my cheeks redden a little. Ooh! This is one of the romanceables. He seemed embarrassed by his own boldness and blushed more violently than me, while I flashed him a smile to reassure him. Oh, Queen, it had been years since I had last heard him call me by my name. Did he call us by our name, Queen? Oh, right! Yeah, oh my god, this is going to be a real confusion point for me, because that's also a title. But no, our title is Empress, so Queen is our name. God damn. I blame Bonsai. Even if I had no doubts in my own abilities, it was always refreshing to see the trust he gave me. I cleared my throat and regained my composure so I could give my orders. This would be a long night. Who else knows about the assassination, for now? Alexander seemed surprised by my question and frowned a bit while searching his mind. When I found the body, I immediately went to warn the advisor, and both of us rushed to see you. The only ones who know about it are the guards who were patrolling with me and your father's personal maid who was passing by. We knew it would be bad to attract attention, so I had her discreetly sent to the dungeon for interrogation. Oh my god, you sent her to the dungeon? Holy. How about the guards who were stationed before my father's door? Both are dead. I also had their corpses taken to the dungeon for examination. Huh? Maybe we should have made it a different spell. Well, no. Kween? No. No, I refuse. I refuse. I refuse to do that. I paced the room, lost in deep thought. You've done well. Now we have to keep this all a secret. It's imperative that no one else hears about it. Your Grace, this won't be an easy secret to keep. Yeah, the Emperor's dead. Obviously. You won't be able to do that forever. I only need a few days so I can stay ahead of my detractors. Alden looked thoughtful for a few moments, then he nodded. I see. So you want to act before everyone else, which should give you the upper hand. Exactly. Very smart. I have no doubt that some people will want to take advantage of the situation. Even if you are unquestionably the rightful heir, your place will be fought over. But if you don't give them the time to react, it could make things a great deal easier. That's what I was thinking too. I'd love it if the situation was more straightforward, but this is a little white lie, and the alternative is the chaos of a wildly disputed succession. Alden nodded, and I continued, developing the rest of my plan. In the meantime, pretend that His Majesty is not feeling well, and investigate discreetly. I see. I'll order my men to stay silent. I'll also ensure that they haven't said a word so far. About that, it might be wiser to ensure that they can't talk at all. What? Low-grade staff is known for gossiping, even the guards. My men are trustworthy. They would never disobey. Are we trying to cut off their tongue or something? Whoa. Alden, whoa. Would you be willing to bet on that? If it could jeopardize the plans of your new empress, to whom you have only just sworn allegiance? And that maid, can you also guarantee she'll keep quiet? His teeth clenched. His hand gripping the hilt of his sword, Alexander shook his head. The weight of Alden's words had also fallen heavily on my shoulders, and I observed both men while contemplating my next steps. This decision is yours to make, Your Grace, but I strongly advise you to silence them for good. No, I'm not going to kill people. Alden was right. The most effective way to ensure someone stayed quiet was to have them killed. We're not doing that. We're a merciful monarch. We're a merciful empress. See, my queen! I am the little dog in your ear! You shall not kill! However, there could be other alternatives to consider. Such a decision couldn't be taken lightly, because whatever I decided, I couldn't afford to regret it. Alright. Cost strength. To influence? To religion. To money. Oh. Have them killed, we'll pretend that they were collateral damage of the assassin. I'm sorry, Alexander, but we cannot afford to take any risks. Ensure their loyalty by promising them a much better position once I'm crowned, even if they were really tempted to talk about what happened. This should be a good enough motivation to ensure their allegiance. When you explain to them that they mustn't say a word, give them a few coins and promise them more once the secret has been revealed. And in the meantime, send them on a vacation far away from you. That should be enough to guarantee their silence. Choices. I do have more money. We were blessed by the money deity. Deity? What do we pick? The money? Yes, we can do that. Yeah. We have the surplus. And I think sending them on a vacation to a faraway land would be good. Sure, let's do that. If there was something that Marjorie had taught me, it was the power of money. I was convinced that a few shiny coins were enough to silence them. Applying extreme methods wouldn't be necessary. With all due respect, Your Grace, my guards won't let themselves be corrupted so easily. But that would be the same if we offered them better positions, right? It's not about corruption, it's rather about compensating them for their loyalty. It's just a matter of wording things correctly. Well, if you put it that way. If you keep this hush-hush, you will be rewarded for your loyalty. In any case, it's much better than what the advisor suggested. Alden wasn't used to opposing decisions too openly, and he merely shrugged. I'm fine with that. I have more reservations than you do about the integrity of your guards, but that's an acceptable compromise. Time will tell if we were right. I'll go inform them. You'll see, Your Grace. You've made the right decision. Without further ado, he bowed once more and left the room with a heavy step. Alden seemed to be lost in thought for a moment, giving me time to come to my senses before he bowed down in return. I must at least inform the Master of Murmurs of the situation, so that we may launch an investigation. I nodded, aware of our lead spy's discretion as well as his efficiency. Oh! Master of Murmurs is the lead spy! Alright! I think that's a good title, though. That's still a good title. Once that is done, I'll come to you to plan the rest of your ascent. Once more, I nodded in approval, glad to be offered a little interlude that would allow me to gather my thoughts. To dress decently while I was at it. In the middle of the night? Well, you are going to be busy dealing with everything. We gotta hide the bodies. We gotta keep the people who know hush-hush. There's a whole thing. After all, even if the coronation hadn't taken place yet, deep within me I knew it. I felt it. I was the Empress. Chapter 1! Long live the Empress. The Emperor is dead! Long live the Empress. Day 8, morning. The sun had now been up for a few hours, promising a beautiful day, but I knew I wouldn't be able to appreciate it. Now that the rush of adrenaline from the news had passed, all I had left were doubts on the days to come, which were going to be exhilarating as much as terrifying. I was gambling my future, along with Callidia's. And that was a big deal. I had spent the past few hours readying myself and refining the details of my plan to appease my latent nervousness as best as I could. But that didn't help me shake off my main preoccupation, the servants. Like Alden had said, I had made a risky decision, and I had been torturing myself for hours wondering if it was worth it. Are we going to find out the result for that? I was restless when I heard the knock, leapt to the door, opening it for Alden and letting him in. There, Your Grace, we have followed your orders. I hadn't seen that he was accompanied by the Master of Murmurs, who came in after him. A slight discomfort washed over me. His role inside the palace was vital, but since I was a child, I had been terrified of his hidden face and the mysterious aura that surrounded him. Oh? Nonetheless, my discomfort turned into amazement when I saw him remove his hood as if it were nothing and turn to face me. My brain had pictured the worst for years, and it was very unsettling to finally be able to put a face to that man. I realized he wasn't as monstrous as I had imagined. In fact, I was so shocked that it made me forget the reason for my visitor's presence, which seemed to gently amuse the Master of Murmurs. Can you relegate me as second Master of Murmurs? I will be acting independent of this guy. Is there a problem, Your Grace? Oh, it's just... I didn't know you could show your face. To be honest, I do what I want. Alright, sir. Alright. But in principle, I only remove my hood in the presence of my sovereign and their close collaborators. Though I like to entertain the mystery and anonymity that come with a job, it would be far too dangerous for me never to reveal my face. Some people might use that to usurp my identity. I see. Though it was disconcerting, it was also rather reassuring to see that a man as important as the Master of Murmurs already acknowledged me as his sovereign. Whoa, you, Queen, are my Empress. Alden cleared his throat to recall me to my duty, and I suddenly remembered the reason for the two men's presence, which immediately made my anxiety flare up. To keep myself from staring at the spy master, I faced the advisor and fully focused on him. Did everything go well? My anxiety must have been conspicuous, even if I was doing my best to put on a confident expression. The servants seemed convinced by our offer. They left the palace without complaining, so I suppose we can count that as a win. Whoa! Whoa! Yippee! Honorary Master of Murmurs Mori! Yeah! Yeah! I will be the right-hand dog and secondary Master of Murmurs to our queen, our Empress Queen. Despite all that, it's still a bit early to be sure of anything. I gave the Master of Murmurs and Alexander the task of keeping a close eye on the situation. The Master of Murmurs slowly nodded in assent. We'll know more tomorrow, but for the time being, there's nothing more to report. I lifted my eyes to meet my advisors and flashed Alden a reassuring smile. Clearly, he read my emotions better than I had thought, and I couldn't allow myself to visibly waver at such a critical time. I know that, and what's done is done. Now we must focus on the future. Bring the High Priest to the council room. I need him to contact the Quadrator. Quadrator? Robert is a pious man. Are you sure it's a good idea to confide in him? Everyone likes to think the devout never lie, but one doesn't obtain a place like his without cheating a little. Oh, are you saying the priest is corrupt? Holy moly. I admit that the idea of lying to him came to me for a fleeting moment. Alright, every time I go into silence, I'm actually muting my mic so that you guys won't have to hear the motorcycles passing by outside. But to fool him would be a complex task, and I'll be needing his support when the time comes. The people put great stock in men of faith. God damn. Very well, Your Majesty. Will that be all? Yes, thank you. Afternoon. Oh, there's the priest. You summoned me, Your Grace. Yes, thank you for coming, Robert. Robert, the priest. I gestured for him to sit down, while I settled behind my father's imposing desk. Like I had predicted, my behavior made him lift a curious brow, but I pretended not to notice it. I won't beat around the bush. My father, the Emperor, died during the night. Clearly, we had done a pretty good job at keeping that a secret, since the shock on his face seemed genuine. What? But how? And why am I just learning about it now? I need to pray for his soul. I tried to appease him with a wave of my hand, inviting him to sit back down, since he looked like he was about to get up. He was murdered. For the time being, we're keeping his death a secret, so we can investigate without causing any sort of panic. It was the Master of Murmur's idea. He's convinced that he'll be able to find the assassin more easily this way. Drowning in information, the High Priest slumped into his chair and took in my half-truths, while I assumed a saddened expression. It truly is a tragic situation. Keeping quiet and hiding my mourning is a very hard task for me. I know it's a lot to ask of you, but you need to keep this a secret. I want to do everything in my power to uncover the murderer, especially since I'm scared he could come after me. Once more, I was quite proud of the quivers in my voice, and my acting seemed to be effective since I saw a spark of compassion light up in his eyes. I understand now why the general was guarding your door like a common soldier. With a closed expression on my face, I nodded, searching for the right words. The first and main reason I summoned you here is so that I could confide in you and ask you to pray for my departed father's soul. Of course, Your Majesty. I'll lock myself up in the great temple and dedicate myself to the task. Truly. My face still sad, I gave him a tight, grateful smile, but inside I felt relieved. His prayers should keep him busy enough that he wouldn't be tempted to reveal everything. Now I could move on to the true reason for his presence here. But before that, this saddens me, but I have another favor to ask of you. Of course, Your Grace. What is it? Well, Alden and I are afraid that all the upstarts across the kingdom will rush to the castle and try to usurp the throne. All the upstarts across the kingdom will rush to the castle and try to usurp the throne as soon as my father's death is made public. In their greed, many forget that my line sits on the throne by the grace of the Four. So I'd like to send a letter to the Quadrator and have him support my coronation, as well as reaffirm my legitimacy. Once more, he stayed silent, and I tried to hide my worry behind a veil of sadness. I hated that my plans depended on a single person, but I didn't have a choice. Only rulers and high priests could hope to quickly reach the ultimate leader of the cardinals, and I technically wasn't empress yet. I understand, yes. You are Magnus the Fifth's only legitimate child. The throne should be yours. That said, I don't know if the Quadrator will approve of your advent. Perhaps if you were married, your candidacy would seem less inappropriate. Why is it always with the getting married stuff? Whoa. Why can't you rule as a single woman? I felt my body tense up at his words, and it took all I had to conceal how irritated I was by this reminder. I knew I would be told such things. I had mentally prepared myself for it, but obviously it hadn't been enough. It's an issue, yes, and I'll do my best to find a fitting husband quickly, but you'll agree that I cannot entrust the throne of Kalidia to just anyone. I had plenty of suitors, but I need some time to study each and every one of them. That's not something that can be done in just a couple of days, or even weeks. In the meantime, we do need someone to lead the country and make sure it doesn't sink into chaos. And if a regent were to be appointed, I'm afraid he might refuse to give the throne back to me and my husband, which would lead the whole country to a bloodbath. No one wants to see another era of murderous plots like during Magnus III's time. There's Magnus V. There's 5 iterations of Magnus in this line we're seeing right now. Like 5 emperors? You're right, Your Grace. We cannot let such a tragedy befall us. I'll go write a letter to the Quadrator right away to express support for your coronation and explain our situation. Satisfied, I let out a sigh of relief. I thank you for your support, High Priest Robert. It means a lot to me. Swiftly, I opened one of the desk drawers and pulled out a thin, sealed letter. While I was waiting for you, I humbly wrote a few words, destined for the Quadrator. We've never met, and I hope this would help him get to know me a little, as well as reassure him of my faith in the Four. Is the Four the gods of this world? Or like the main religion? I was thinking that perhaps you would be so kind to add it to your own correspondence. Once more, he seemed to be caught off guard, but he smiled instantly and enthusiastically. Of course, Your Majesty, it's a great idea. Relieved, I gave him the letter in question, while thanking him once more for his support and his help in these unprecedented times. I only hoped he didn't have the audacity to break the seal, because even if it did contain a few cliches on my virtues, the letter mostly made promises that could actually motivate the Quadrator. Bribes? Oh my god. Oh my god. Ah. Having always known that I'd need his support one day, I had used the few resources at my disposal to observe him closely, and I had learned something that could stain his reputation. Oh! Blackmail? I knew that gold made the world go round, and I promised a hefty donation to the Great Temple of Meridian. Knowing his taste for luxury, I knew that he wouldn't be insensitive to a few more riches. Do we bribe him, or do we blackmail? Ooh, I'm always down for blackmail. Indeed, I had discovered he happily helped himself to the temple's resources. His system was well established, and despite my talent for numbers, I almost hadn't noticed what had been going on when I studied the ledgers from the Meridian's great temple. It had been hard for me not to show off my discovery, but I had always known it would come in handy one day. Oh, blackmail! Blackmail! To play with a man as powerful as the Quadrator. And I wasn't talking about his possible connection to the gods, but his actual worldly power was a risky move. But it was all worth it. The dice had been cast. I could only hope for things to go well and prepare the field for my conquest of the Khalidian nobility. Oh! What was that? I skipped it. Alright, here. I accidentally clicked and I couldn't, scroll back. Despite my desire to act, for the time being I couldn't do anything but wait for the Quadrator's answer. Even if the letter had left that very morning, Meridian was far away, and I knew I couldn't hope for an answer for at least 3 days. I had to chomp the bit and act naive. I had to chomp at the bit and act naive. My first thought was to mingle with the court so I could clear my head, but then, pretending that nothing was up and feeding rumors to justify my father's absence was more frustrating than doing nothing. Even Marjorie's presence irritated me, despite her advanced age. As soon as she turned her inquisitive eyes onto me, I had the impression she managed to perceive the truth. And so I had taken refuge in the library, hoping to read a little. But in all honesty, even if I managed to unscramble a few words, my thoughts were far, far away, and my mind was replaying the events of the previous night, asking myself again and again if I had done the right thing. Your Grace, forgive me for bothering you during your readings, but we have more news about the witnesses. Despite the mystery he shrouded his words in, I knew exactly what he was referencing, and that was enough to pull me out of my boring book. With a glance, I surveyed the library to make sure we were fully alone, before motioning him to continue. I'm listening. What's going on? Just as I had feared, the few gold coins we gave the servants weren't enough. No! One of them, a soldier named Brunhild, has understood the value of the secret and is now trying to blackmail us. It was indeed a possibility I hadn't considered. To my greatest shame, I didn't think they would be cunning enough to know the value of this important secret. We can consider ourselves lucky that he still hasn't tried to sell that information to any of our political enemies. I'm sure the Baron of Levaloy, for example, would have paid a good price to get his hands on it. I gather we don't have many options. We don't indeed. Either we pay up, or we make sure to shut him up, and for good this time. I don't want to kill people, bro! It's making me kill people. No, I don't want to. Listen to me, Queen. Listen to me. The dog, your right-hand dog is telling you don't kill people. Please! I would have liked to protest, but seeing how my own methods had failed, I couldn't well take offense when he offered such a drastic solution. Heavy is the choice for real. Yeah. The only upside is that if we pay up, he won't be able to indefinitely blackmail us. In a few days, I'll have the Quadrator's answer and my father's death will be officially announced. His words won't have any value from there on out. It's one of the positives indeed. Even if I'm wary of everything he could demand in a few days, people tend to be excessively greedy. Couldn't we just lock him up until things go back to normal? That's an option, but he'd try to rally all the guards and other prisoners in the dungeon if we arrest him under false pretenses. And if we were to kidnap him, when we release him, I doubt it'll be great optics for us. When he laid it out like that, in fairness, it was obviously a bad idea. Only my first two options remained, and none of them really appealed to me. Is he asking a lot? Like I said, he understood the worth of this secret. But fortunately for us, he's not used to the same order of magnitude we are. The sum he requests is still reasonable. But once again, I would advise you against it. Showing weakness at this stage could turn out to be fatal in the long run. Sighing, I took the time to think about my decision before sharing it. Oh no! Am I going to make the decision? Dealing with politics is hard, man. I tried being a pacifist, but since he wants to double-cross me, I don't have a choice. You're right, Alden. If I start letting people blackmail me, I'll never be respected. I hope I won't regret it, but I don't think stacking up bodies is the solution. Pay him what he asks for, but make sure he understands that if he tries to abuse our kindness, he'll be made to regret it. 3 coins! I gotta give him 3 money, god damn. After due consideration, I think this poor man doesn't know what he's up against. Send in a few agents to remind him of his place. That should be enough to calm him down and make him forget his demands. If we just keep paying him, I think he might abuse it, but also we mentioned make sure he understands that if he tries to abuse our kindness, he'll be made to regret it. Also, this is a very dishonorable guard. What is this? There is a General Alexander, you told me that your men were honorable. Why is this one blackmailing us? We are not going to beat up a man. Chat, what's your pick? I would say money solves everything, but sometimes it can get abused. Like everyone just tries to blackmail us so they can take our money. Money? Nil, you're voting for money? Are we voting for money, chat? Also, why is the pin thing? Oh man, there. Sure, money? Alright, we'll pay him off. We got 3 gold. We'll give him 3 gold. Alden sighed, not hiding his disagreement, but bowed without protesting. It will be done according to your wishes, your grace. I will go prepare the money right away and set up a meeting. I'm counting on you, Alden. In lieu of an answer, he bowed once more before exiting the room, his attitude as professional as ever, leaving me alone to my thoughts. With my doubts. In a few days. Like, on the 10th day? It was already late when Alden knocked on my door to inform me of the evolution of the situation. Despite the late hour, I hadn't managed to close my eyes at all. I anxiously awaited news of our blackmailer. So, how did it go? Better than I expected. He took the money and left without asking for more. Yeah! Yeah, that's what we do! That's what we do! That's what we do! You take the money and run! You don't abuse it! You don't ask for more! You just take the money and run! Why am I encouraging blackmail? Good for him! Good for him! And left without asking for more. The Master of Murmur's men are keeping a close eye on him, in case he tries to blackmail us again tomorrow. But it seems he's trying to make himself scarce. Relieved, I took a deep breath. W strat. Take the money and run! Yeah! I'm glad this is over. We can't be sure of anything until we get an answer from the Quadrator, Your Grace. Stay on your guard. I know, Alden. Don't worry. I only want to take a few minutes and relish the fact that this situation didn't turn into a complete disaster. I'll let you relish then, Your Grace. He gave an elegant curtsy and left me alone. Oh, in 3 days! No, 2 days. 2 days after... Your Grace, this is a little premature, but should you become Empress, you will need to manage the kingdom's policies. I'd like to make sure that you're ready for such a task. Oh, this is the management part. One can always learn more. Play through the tutorial. I am ready. I would like to learn the tutorial. As you already know, the kingdom's policies influence how your subjects, nobles or otherwise, view you, but also what resources will be available for us. To us, you can set tax rates for the people in the nobility. We have different surely we have bracketed tax... Surely we have tax brackets, right? Right? As you may have guessed, the higher they are, the less happy the people will be, but the faster the coffers will fill up. But there are many other things, much more subtle. For example, you can decide on how open to trade our borders should be, or which sectors of the economy you'd like to focus on. We must also consider how to protect ourselves from our neighbors, especially bearing in mind Vargas's warlike inclinations. But maintaining an army is very, very expensive. As such, investing in diplomacy may offer better results in the long run. Yes! Always diplomacy! But we should also strengthen our military in the case of an invasion. That's always like a factor to consider. Max tax! We strive for number one. Whoa! Kalidia, highest tax in the continent. Oh my god. Who would want to live here? And finally, we have to manage the priests. Their influence on the people is immense, and they have infrastructures all over the nation. Offerings made to them are never wasted. We've set up regular periods of time during which we collect earnings, but there will be a short delay before the consequences of any changes you make can be seen. The story alternates with phases of gameplay, which are triggered between 2 scenes. During these phases, you will be able, among other things, to modify your kingdom's general policies. Gains will be distributed at the end. Gains will be distributed at the end of the gameplay phase. Ah, there's like a different section. It's not like in between the visual novel things. That Is that clearer now? Yes. I understand, probably. Even if it's all very theoretical. That's true, but the best way to approach the subject is in a more concrete manner. In a more concrete manner is to look into it yourself. Even if I'll only be doing this work after my coronation, may I try my hand at it now? Oh, we get to try it out! Without consequences! Yippee! The tutorial! I'm sure there are things I'd like to change in my father's policies. Oh. Taxes. The people will understand, and you'll receive a moderate amount of money. +2? +3 -5 to the people. Offerings. You will help finance a good part of the temples and academies across the realm. Trade. Small taxes are levied on products traded between countries. Economy. High tax, extremely high tax. No way, no way. Economy. Your economy will be focused on the exploitation of raw resources. Oh, I don't like that. Can we do farming first? You will be focused on agriculture and food production. You will focus on craftsmanship, especially luxury goods. Nobility +5. Can we improve our relations to the people first? Army. You will properly maintain your current army. Expand the army. Recruit new soldiers to expand your army. Dismantle. Your armed forces will be reduced, but they will be cheaper to maintain. Maintain. Diplomacy. You will send at least one ambassador to each neighboring country. Influence +2. Active? You will send a full delegation to all neighboring countries. Since we are we're about to be newly crowned, we should have an active diplomacy at the cost of money, unfortunately. Free trade. Restricted. These are all just numbers, but there's influence to this, don't worry. Just raise the taxes? No! Hi. That's not really a good trade-off, I don't think. We can't have tax brackets with this. We lose money? We lose 1 money. +2, +2. That's 5, and we only got 4. We're losing money! What if we have free trade? Minus on goods. Yeah. Sure. Then we get positive gains, positive net gains all across the board. Except for money. Except for money. I mean, because we're going to be pandering to the nobility if we do free trade and active diplomacy. But since this is like our, if this is like the first session of the politics thing, and we are like freshly inaugurated as the Empress. This would be a good play because we need to actually strengthen our support from the nobility. That would be good. Would that be good? I think that would be good. +3 influence. +1 the goods. Yeah, we have enough money. We're still rich. Confirm. That sounds most excellent to me. Yippee! Yippee! Your Grace! Your Grace! Dawn had barely risen when I heard a kerfuffle at the door, and I immediately recognized Robert's voice. I got up with a groan and quickly slipped on a dress, trying to make myself presentable before opening the door. High Priest, what's going on? I tried to remain as neutral as possible, but I was burning up with a mix of anxiety and excitement, because I had a solid guess as to what this was about. Ah, the Quadrator's letter. He has replied. The Quadrator. He answered, Your Majesty. Nervous, he handed me 2 letters bearing the recognizable seal of His Holiness. Your name is written on them. I didn't dare open them, Your Highness. Exhilarated, I looked at the 2 pieces of paper that were about to seal my future. One seemed official, while the other was explicitly for my eyes only. I would have liked to be alone when reading them both, but clearly it had taken Robert all he had not to break the wax seal on the official letter. And he now stared at me impatiently. Oh, it's always an exciting time to receive a letter. We just got a letter. I wonder who it's from. My throat was dry as I grabbed a paper cutter to open the correspondence. You don't have a letter opener? You got a paper cutter instead? Or is that the same thing? I'm taking a sip of water. My heart was beating so fast that I had the impression everyone in the room could hear it. Lady Queen of Terrenfell, daughter of Magnus the Fifth of Terrenfell the Fierce, Emperor of Kalidia. The 4 have spoken and have recognized you as the legitimate heir of the crown of Kalidia, by virtue of your blood and despite your gender. Ah yes, we have successfully blackmailed him. By this decree I convey the word of the gods. May your governance be respected by all the just and the pious. May your rule prosper and never stray from the 4's faith. Vermer, Quadrator by the grace of the 4. There it is! Official decree! Acknowledged, signed, and sealed. I was shaking so hard I felt my legs give in, and I had to sit on my bed so I didn't fall over. I had done everything in my power to make this moment happen, but now that it was upon me, I was engulfed by all the emotions I had accumulated in the past week. Robert seemed to understand me, and he bowed to leave me a few long seconds so I could take in the Quadrator's words. Finally, he spoke up. That's marvelous, Your Majesty. I knew the 4 would acknowledge your legitimacy. Almost timidly, I nodded and tried to recover my usual composure. With the Quadrator's support, my coronation was sure to happen, but that didn't mean I was rid of enemies or any contenders. I couldn't let my guard down yet. Yes, the time has come for everyone to know the truth. Gather the nobles in the castle at dawn and prepare the pigeons. The pigeons! Oh, the pigeons! He nodded, a grave expression on his face. Yes, we can't wait any longer. The secret of your father's death couldn't have been kept indefinitely in any case. It was true that his absence has long been going on for a while. and a possible illness worried people just as much as possible death. Hi Mori, I'm just passing through, unfortunately, as I have to get ready for work, but saw you were live and want to say hi! Hi! Thanks for dropping by! Everybody, it's Studio Epwa, the organizer for Choose Wisely Festival. Hello! Thank you for dropping by. Thank you for streaming. Yay! I've been having a lot of fun checking out all the games featured in the festival. Yeah, I hope you have a good day at work. Imperial Grace is one of my favorites. I can't wait for release. Yeah, I've been loving it so far as well. The resource management part of it is what I'm really looking forward to. It was fortunate that these letters hadn't taken too long to arrive. I'll be there. I need to finish getting ready. Of course, Your Majesty. I'll have the bells rung, but at such an early time, I don't suppose we can gather everyone in less than an hour. I approved with a polite nod, and soon I watched him leave and close the door. Finally on my own, I collapsed on the bed and let myself gloat. I whooped in pure childish joy as I read the Quadrator's letter over and over again. Oh, she's so happy. I can't wait to meet the other romanceables as well. Hopefully we get to at least chat with them during this demo. I knew that I had plenty of challenges ahead of me, but this was my first victory against traditions, and I intended to savor it for as long as I could. Only after a few long minutes had passed did I decide to open the second letter, which was addressed to me personally. Alright, the second letter. Lady Queen of Terranfell. Yes, we have, to everyone new just tuning in, we named our Empress Queen, and you have Bonsai to blame for that. I asked chat what to name our Empress, and, we decided on Queen. So I will be getting the titles mixed up all the time now. Empress Queen! Lady Queen of Terranfell, be aware that your threats cannot shake the faith that the believers have in me. Only my wish to preserve them for potentially bloody conflicts has guided my decision not to be offended by your contemptible lies, and to support you despite them. Oh, okay. Queen! Yeah! Keep in mind, nonetheless, that I don't appreciate these methods, and that you have made yourself a dangerous enemy. Lady Queen... Lady Queen! One cannot defy the four with impunity. Oh no! We've made an enemy of the Quadrator! Was it better to solve all my problems with money? It should have been the money. Oh no. So soon! No! I should have bribed him. I got up with a sigh and held the parchment over a candle long enough for it to catch fire, before throwing it into the cold fireplace. I had expected a reaction of that sort. I just preferred not to leave behind more traces of my methods than necessary. Needless to say, I didn't regret a thing. Even if he acted unconcerned, I fully believed that my threats had helped to sway him. Now it was the court that I had to sway, and I knew that this wasn't going to be an easy task. Reminds me of the Yes Your Grace games too. Yeah. I think those are really cool games too. I want to try it out as well. Make sure not to overexert yourself, Queen. You're spending your days locked up in the office. You should get out a bit to clear your head. Come take a walk with this old lady. Is this Marjorie? I left the door open, and although I hadn't heard Marjorie come over to me, I wasn't surprised, since her perfume, which she applied too liberally, had filled the room. I almost felt nostalgic for a moment. Oh! Contrary to what she seemed to suggest, I wasn't here for pleasure. I was overwhelmed. Invitations, solicitations, promises. I'd spent the last 3 days flattering Kalidian nobility to ensure that nothing would interfere with the coronation in 3 weeks' time. I still had a lot to do. Busy, busy, busy. I think there are a few keys left for it. Oh! They have keys? Oh, I'll look into it. I'll look into it later. Ayo! Oh, perhaps you can fool everyone else, but I know you're far from being an old lady, Marjorie. My reply made her laugh, a hoarse and joyous sound that belied what I had just said. Oh, I still have the same quick wit I had when I was 20, but I'm afraid my whining bones disagree with you, sweetheart. Come on, don't be cruel. You already broke my poor heart when you didn't let me in on the secret. Aww. I put my quill down with a sigh and closed the inkwell, hoping its content would not dry out. Check out the creator quest. Alright! I will be checking all the creator quests, actually. She had taught me many things, and even if I had grown stronger than her in a few areas, it was obvious that she still used guilt like no one else. Ah yes! Guilt tripping. Truly a a prime weapon by a lady of her excellence. She also made me feel bad for hiding my father's death from her. You know full well I didn't have a choice. The information had to be disclosed to as few people as possible. I know, sweetheart. But I would have liked to be there for you. These past few days mustn't have been easy. No, they weren't indeed. As promised, I quietly walked by Marjorie's side through the garden, but we couldn't take a step before some servant or noble offered me their condolences. I'm so tired of pretending to be sad. I know your father was a flawed man. She paused, looking at me as she seemed to hesitate to say something. I looked at her, intrigued. There was so much contempt in her voice when she spoke of his flaws that she obviously knew something about him. Something I probably didn't. But no matter what anyone says, he was your family, your blood. You shouldn't hate him like that. It's not healthy, especially now that he's dead. Yes, do not hold any more anger in your heart. The person you are angry at is dead now, so we can't you can't do anything about that anger anymore except let it go. I sensed from her tone that I'd get nothing more from her, at least not today, and I didn't insist, draping myself once again in my indignity. No, that's too easy. You can't just die and expect that all your mistakes will be forgiven. It's not as if he chose to die. And so, it doesn't change anything. She sighed, and I decided to change the subject before I had to listen to another lecture on the importance of family bonds. If not for him, do it for yourself, Queen. Let go of that anger. It's not healthy. I agree with Marjorie on that one. But since we're speaking on forgiveness, I need your help. Suspicious, she frowned, although she kept walking calmly between the flower beds. I would like it if you gave me Pierre Castel. That old dilapidated fortress? What for? Pretending to admire some insects that were flying around the planters, I hesitated for a second. Indeed, the fortress to buy the Faram's loyalty, but Marjorie held a deep hatred for them. I didn't like lying to her, but I couldn't run the risk that she'd refuse my request. Keep things vague or tell her the truth, even if she won't like it. I mean, we need to keep truthful to Marjorie. We already kept our father's death a secret from her. So let's not lie this time. I need it, because I'm going to give it back to the Farum. Upon hearing my words, Marjorie froze, trembling with anger. You want to give it back to those vile traitors? Do you know how many men died storming it? Do you know what this fortress cost me? I knew she would react that way. Even though the war had ended about 20 years ago, she still bore painful memories of it. Yes, I know all that. But it all took place before my birth. It's time we move forward and reconcile with the Farum, lest we repeat the mistakes of the past. I don't want another Farum revolt under my rule. I need their support for my coronation, and to obtain that support, I need Fiercastle. You know just as well as I do that it's only a ruin now. An old pile of rubble left on a steep and barren land. It's nothing more than a symbol. My old aunt grumbled for a few long minutes, but she was forced to concede my point, even if it cost her. Yes, 20-year war! War from 20 years ago. Well, I guess if it was like that big of an impact, people will hold on to it. Do what you want, but believe me, once you become Empress, I'll call in the favor. Thank you, Marjorie. I knew I could count on you. Relieved, I finally let out the breath I hadn't realized I'd been holding. Knowing the affection Marjorie held for me, I knew that I'd end up convincing her. But as I had a meeting with the Farum heir in 4 days, I didn't have a lot of room for errors. With one less issue weighing on my heart, I continued my walk with a bounce in my step, forgetting for a few minutes the court's problems and plots. Ah yes. More politics. Oh? This was my first time ever meeting Theodore of Farum. I had heard him described as a cold and distant man, but I still didn't expect him to be so glacial. Oh, to be described as glacial, holy. Theodore de Farum. I waited for him to deign a reply to my greeting, as courtesy demanded, but the silence between us was deafening. He only stood there, staring at me, impassive, without even so much as a good morning or a nice to meet you, while I had to keep smiling not to lose face. Alright, sir. Do you intend to just stand there? I had better things to do than engage in a staring contest. Consequently, I swallowed my pride and gestured to one of the chairs around the staff table, where a large map of Caligula had been laid out. I imagine you must be tired after such a long trip. Please, sit down. I thought he was going to stay standing there, but he did finally sit down without another word, while I took a seat not too far from him. This is the Farum meeting. Is this a negotiation, or are we just meeting and getting acquainted? Like I said in my letter, I'd like for the Tiranfell and the Farum to reconcile. The tensions between our two families have lasted long enough, and I imagine your sudden desire to make peace has nothing to do with your upcoming coronation. The Montilit are eating out of your hand, but the Voildor will never support you, which means you're very much need us. Ah yes, Theodore, yes, you understand. Coming as he was from a lineage of a somewhat barbaric reputation, he had done a fairly clever analysis of the situation, but I didn't let that stop me. Very much need is a bit strong. should I remind you that I have the support of the Order, and by extension the Four, the people who will follow me. The people will follow me. That said, I do wish for my coronation to go as smoothly as possible, and the rest of my rule as well. I'd like to avoid bloodshed altogether if possible, and I fear that the ancestral enmity between our two families might lead us to just that. Neither you nor I were born when the farm revolt took place. It's up to us to decide if we want to perpetuate this cycle of conflict, or if we want to build something new. Let go of the generational trauma! Let go of the generational clash. We must learn to... we must learn to usher in a new era for people who were not a part of that conflict. We might reconcile. Hello, Hot Maria Clara material. Welcome in. Wow, Maria Clara. Maria Clara in my chat. Holy moly. He took on a thoughtful expression, observed me with renewed interest. It's easy for you to forget. You're on the side of the victors. You haven't been rehashing your resentment for 20 years. Precisely. Wouldn't it be easier for you to forget as well? Especially if it's been haunting you for that long. Sanya Lopez. Ayo! We have Sanya Lopez in chat. Hi! To everyone new in chat, we are playing Imperial Grace. This is the demo for a otome / management game where we play as an empress, a newly appointed empress, and we go into managing the politics of our empire as well as finding a suitor to wed to increase our influence. Well, not really. Maybe just for love. I don't know. You can check out the game on the pinned comments in the chat box, or if you would like, !play will give you the links to both the Steam page and the itch.io page. But yeah, welcome in, guys. We are currently talking to an enemy, the representative of an enemy family, and we're trying to reconcile. Even if we were inclined to consider your offer of a reconciliation, how could we trust you? I won't give you a history lesson, but that revolt didn't happen for nothing. He was following me exactly where I was leading, and it took me some effort to repress a smile and keep a business-like countenance. Firstly, I'm not the same person as my father or grandfather. The same person as my father or my grandfather. It's unfair to distrust me as a result of their actions. And secondly, I'm ready to make a gesture of goodwill, if the Farum are ready to make one as well. I'm listening. If you openly support my ascent to the throne, I'm ready to return to your family the Fircastle Citadel and the lands that go with it. This time, I savored the true surprise in his eyes when I handed him the deed I had taken the time to prepare. As you know, it was confiscated after the revolt, since it's located at a strategic crossroads between Tiranfell and Montiliet. I thought it would be a strong gesture to return it to you, but also quite a symbol of trust. After glancing over the signed pledge, Theodore looked to me once more, with defiance this time. There's no doubt that my family will appreciate this gesture. I was already basking in my victory when he continued, his voice cold. But as for me, it only makes me see that you're one of those politicians, ready to use every dirty trick in the book if it'll give you what you want. I had been warned that you're the rightful heir of that snake who used to lead the Montiliet. But now I'm seeing it with my own eyes. So yes, indeed, we will accept your offer and support your coronation. Because unlike you, we stick to our word. But you should know you're not fooling me. I'll remain at the palace to make sure you don't stab us in the back as soon as you've achieved your goals. Trust me, I'm giving you the deed, bro. Trust me, bro. I have the land. I'm giving it back to you. In the end, his analysis of the situation, or indeed of my character, wasn't as clever as I had thought. I was ambitious. There's no denying that. I wasn't shy about it either. But my desire to make peace was just as sincere. Stay at the castle if you wish. Dukes are welcome here at any time, but you'll get eaten alive by the court if you always speak your mind so plainly, my lord. He shrugged condescendingly before getting up. Oh, I'm very capable of defending myself, Majesty. I just choose not to use the same venom as you do. That doesn't mean I don't know how to protect myself from this sting. No one likes being called a snake, but even if it was unpleasant to be treated with such hostility by someone to whom I had never done anything, I had gotten what I wanted. I didn't wish to risk making him change his mind by starting an argument. Time will tell. I do hope you'll change your mind about me. But as long as the Farum uphold their end of the bargain, you're free to think whatever you like. Don't say that as if you were doing me a favor, Your Grace. Even empresses don't have dominion over people's thoughts. I would if I could! We would if we could. If only... if only the dialogue also included, like, in parentheses, their thoughts. Like in, dating sim games where they reveal... they reveal the love interest's thoughts. And in order to keep me from having the last word of our pointless sparring, he immediately turned on his heel and slammed the door. Furious, I was engaged in deep breathing exercise when Alden walked in. She's calming down. Whew! Whew! How did things go with Theodora Farum? I shrugged with a sigh. I suppose it was alright. At least the Farum should support my coronation. That's all that matters. How about you? Muting because there was a motorcycle. Did you manage to convince Leon? Who's Leon? As you suspected, he's not inclined to support you. Apparently he and his brother fear that Kalidia would become a second Issyria. I raised my eyes to the sky, not hiding my exasperation at these words. As if it were enough for a woman to lead the empire, for us to become a matriarchy. Have you at least convinced him not to openly oppose the coronation? Yes, as you suggested, I implied that a civil war wouldn't be good for business, and that you were easy to manipulate. Was that enough? Yes and no. The man's smarter than I thought. He took this as an opportunity to claim the position of treasurer. Oh, treasurer? Look at him go! Get that bag, bro! Since he believes you're incompetent, he thinks that the only way for him to ensure that the country stays on the right track... Since he believes you're incompetent, he thinks that's the only way for him to ensure that the country stays on the right track, and that the Voldor's economic interests are preserved. Upset, I bit my lips while I pondered the implications of such a nomination. I didn't want him to stand in my way at every council meeting, but there was no valid reason for me to refuse him this privilege either. I imagine before asking for that position, he encouraged the current treasurer to retire. That's correct. A pretty house by the seaside is waiting for him, and now he can't wait to be gone. Oh, what I would give for a seaside house as well. I imagine we don't have a choice then. I'll summon Leon tomorrow and pretend to be a naive ingenue who's happy to let him take on big responsibilities. I sigh heavily. And Alden steps towards me with a discreetly amused smile. Are you sure you'll manage? Manage? Playing the easily influenced ingenue. I sighed, offering him a reassuring smile. It would not be fun having tea with such a conservative man, but there is nothing insurmountable about it. Oh, don't worry about me. I can play dumb when I need to. I've spent my whole life appearing less dangerous than I really am. I should be able to pretend, just this once. You might have some nasty surprises down the line, however. He nodded, with a gleam of pride in his eyes. I trust you, then. Alright, Alden, he trusts us. Spring and day 25. Oh, it's been a month since our father died. Your Grace, almost a month. News of your nomination to the throne had spread quickly. We received a letter addressed to you from the Queen Maeva of Issyria. My respects, Empress of Khalidja. I wished to write to you so I could congratulate you on your recent nomination to the throne, as well as offer my condolences for your father's death. Assuming power is a heavy responsibility, but I have been told that you are very capable, and I know that Khalidja is in good hands. Khalidja and Issyria have always maintained solid diplomatic relations. I hope that they will continue, nay, prosper under your rule. Up until now, the matriarchs have always been opposed to non-commercial negotiations, but your nomination has made them curious. We dare to believe that in your presence, my emissaries and myself will cease to be subjected to the patronizing condescension that your predecessors invariably displayed. Oh no. Was our father misogynistic? Oh my god. Oh my god. And that made my country's past rulers so wary of further interactions. The gods whisper to me that your ascension to the throne signals the dawn of a new era for the continent. Therefore, I wish to support you as much as I can. With the matriarch's assent, I have decided to mandate an emissary, whose role it will be to liaise between our two nations. Her name is Asha Isabis. She is an exceptional woman who I hope will be welcomed into your palace as she deserves. With all my sympathy, Maeva, Queen of Issyria. Oh, more support! That's wonderful news. I'll need as many allies as possible during my rule. Indeed, diplomacy is a delicate art, but it's fundamental for Khalidja's prosperity. You'll need to woo the neighboring countries and ensure their goodwill towards us. Diplomacy is not available in the demo. Yeah, the full game. I can't wait to try the diplomacy thing. But we'll talk about that later. For now, we have a coronation to organize. Woo! Coronation ceremony? Yippee! Oh, day 36 afternoon. Oh! The big day has finally come, and she's pacing around her room, impatient and nervous. I paced my bedroom while checking my hair and my outfit for the umpteenth time. Nothing was easy, as per usual. I was supposed to display poise, elegance, and grandeur, all while remaining humble. Alright then. Despite all that, I felt ready and dignified. And I only waited to hear from Alexander, who would escort me since my father wasn't in a state to do so. Oh, we have Alexander as the escort? Yeah! Time was passing by at an infuriatingly slow pace when finally he knocked and walked into the room, clad in his ceremonial attire. That armor and pompous cape that went with it didn't suit him, and I suppressed a smile when I saw him squeezed into it. Oh, ready, Your Grace? Almost timidly, I nodded while he politely bowed to let me pass in front of him. Then he followed suit, respectfully walking one step behind. I love his outfit. Her Grace the Queen of Tiranfell, Princess of Kalidia, Duchess of Tiranfell, Lady of Vermont, blessed by my myriad. I fumbled that last part! I closed my eyes and savored this title that I was hearing for the last time. When the herald would announce me next, I would be the Empress of Kalidia. Everyone's here. Even the Master of Murmurs. Let me take a drink a little bit. I didn't remember having ever seen the throne room this packed. Clearly, when I had been told that the entire castle had gathered here, it hadn't been an exaggeration. To try and hide my nervousness, I walked at a slow pace, my head held high, my eyes leveled at the throne. But my curiosity slowly got the better of me, and while I tried to remain as dignified as I could, I let my gaze wander discreetly, in search of familiar faces. Alden, of course, stood right next to my throne, his face impassive, but his eyes bright enough that I could see the pride reflected in them. Robert was there too, my future crown already held in his hands. He did his best to appear as imposing as his function required him to be. In the nobles section, I recognized Leon Voildor, surrounded by his family, conversing with other nobles who were vaguely familiar to me. To my surprise, I also spotted Theodore, leaning against a pillar, his gloomy aura seeming to hold people at bay so that he wasn't drowning in unknown faces. Oh, he's brooding! Even in the coronation, the guy is brooding. As I passed by her, Marjorie gave me a smile, and I felt her perfume reach me, calming me despite its loud scent. Finally, the last steps stretched before me, and I suddenly realized that I couldn't hear the crowd's hubbub anymore. The only sound was my heart beating in my temples. Ceremoniously, I knelt in front of the throne that was still forbidden to me. Soon I had cause to praise whomever had the brilliant idea to place a small cushion under my knees. The blessings were proceeding it at an infuriatingly slow pace. This ceremony is taking forever, bro. Alright. Wait, huh? Did I miss something? Oh, okay. I listened to them with only half an ear, but I still displayed my most serious and focused face to honor the solemnity of the ceremony. Solemnity. Oh my god, bro, this ceremony is taking forever. The day before, Robert had asked me if I wanted to celebrate the tradition by taking the name of one of my predecessors, or if I'd rather start my own dynasty. Oh! The day before, Robert had... We get to carry on our ancestors' names? Your reign name will be Melisandre the Second. Or we keep our name. Queen! Queen the First! Will we keep our name? We will be Empress Queen the First. Your reign name will be Melisandre. Oh wait, Since this implies that this will be a separate name, the reigning name, it would be nice to have our like what's it called, romance candidates to be able to refer us to like our first name, our given name, Queen. Like, remember when Sir Alexander called us by our given name, Queen. It was pretty delightful. Hello you! Welcome in! We're playing Imperial Grace, and we are deciding if we keep our name as Empress. Currently our name is Queen, and we are being crowned as Empress. Or we take on a reigning name as Melisandre II. Melisandre II. And then our first name will just be a secret. Ooh, I think that's a good thing. Let me cook. This is a good thing for my ships. Honor your ancestors. I was proud of who I was, but honoring tradition was important. And I had always greatly admired Melisandre of Tyrnfell, Queen of Tyrnfell, and first Empress of Caligula. Oh! There was an Empress before us? Certainly she had lived in her husband's shadow, but she had never fully retreated behind him. She wielded her influence and her determination in many an occasion. Ooh. It would be good to follow in her footsteps. Awesome, sounds like powerful names. Yeah! Queen! Powerful name. Empress Queen! She was a role model, an inspiration for me. And I was proud to carry her name. I didn't know the sermon by heart, but I knew it would soon be ending, since the whole place seemed to grow livelier. With each passing second, both the crowd and Robert's voice vibrated with renewed excitement, until the key moment came. I closed my eyes and braced myself for the weight of the surprisingly light crown that he delicately placed upon my head. Oh, it's not heavy. Light is the crown that she wears on her head. This is a new era. Rise up, Melisandre II de Tyrnfell. Melisandre II de Tyrnfell, Empress of Caligula, Duchess of Tyrnfell, Lady of Vermont, chosen by the four and blessed by myriad. You shall bow no longer, since from this day and until your death, in the name of the gods, I entrust you with the charge of guiding your subjects and making Caligula shine bright for decades to come. Slowly, I rose and turned around to sit on the throne that had been meant for me. Then I opened my eyes to look at the crowd. It suddenly went quiet, and an almost religious silence settled in for a few seconds. Long live Empress Melisandre II! What? Alexander started. Yeah! Alexander's voice resounded next to me. Oddly loud. Oh, much too enthusiastic, I see. And as it shattered this almost dreamlike moment, cheers arose from all sides in a spectacular chaos. The general enthusiasm was contagious, and I caught myself smiling and waving at the crowd with a bit too much vigor. Alexander is excited. We got to become Empress. Spring of the evening. Oh, it's the party. The after party. Yeah, after party. Yeah. The party was in full swing, and if I was still beaming, my head was starting... The party was in full swing, and if I was still beaming, my head was starting to hurt with the incessant solicitations of people come to pay their respects. You should empty this glass onto a flower pot and ask one of the servants to pour you grape juice instead. The wine is bad? Oh, wait. Let me go back. God damn. Sometimes the scroll wheel doesn't work on my I don't know if it's my mouse or if it's like the input not registering. Ah yes, Marjorie is complaining about the wine. Or maybe I had too much wine. If I was being honest, I couldn't remember how many times my glass had been refilled. But one thing I knew, it had never stayed empty. Even if Marjorie was probably right, I pouted. Yeah, I think you're drunk already. Come on, Marjorie. Am I not allowed to have a bit of fun? It is my coronation day after all. She shook her head with a tender smile. You can't do this precisely because it's your coronation day, sweetheart. Some people might be subtler about it than others, but everyone is watching you and judging you. She was right, and I knew it. I had to let myself relax, perhaps a bit too much, carried away by my enthusiasm. That acknowledgement didn't stop me from heaving a deep sigh of despair. Well, I didn't come here to coddle you. I know you're perfectly capable of managing the situation. I just wanted to officially congratulate you. No one deserves this title more than you, and you'll make an incredible empress. Her face sparkled with pride and affection. I felt my heart melt under her praise. Her opinion had always mattered a lot to me, and I felt myself go back to the little girl I once was, who always sought her approval. Ah yes, our mother figure. I'm so glad she's supporting us, even though we asked for her to essentially return this piece of land that she had recalled to have sieged during a war 20 years ago. But I'm glad she let it go. I hesitated for an instant, but finally, I let myself gently hug her, making sure not to spill my glass on her in the process. Thank you, Marjorie. Thank you for everything. She kindly stroked my hair, and I stayed in her embrace for a few moments, just long enough to regain control of my emotions, which were threatening to make me cry. No! She gently patted my back to remind me of my duties, and I finally let go of her, my face now wearing a more neutral expression. Go on, sweetheart, I won't keep you any longer. People are queuing to talk to you. She was right. As much as they tried to hide it, many people stood nearby, waiting for an opportunity to pounce on me as soon as I'd be free. The quickest to mark was a young woman I had never seen before. Is this the delegation? For Assyria? One look at the pretty dreadlocks she sported, decorated with small golden jewels, told me her background. Magnificent coronation, Your Grace. Her melodious accent convinced me I was right, and I flashed her a courteous smile. Thank you. Lady Asha, are you not? She seemed surprised for a second, then her face lit up. Well, I'm flattered you recognized me before I could even introduce myself. She's pretty, she's very beautiful. I don't know who spoke of me to you, but I do hope they said good things. She gave a small laugh, as if to brush off this pleasantry, which I knew had a much deeper meaning. After all, I had indeed heard a lot about her, both from Queen Maeva, who had warmly recommended her to me, and from Robert, who had tried to paint her as an ungodly heathen and temptress the minute she had set foot in the capital. What do you mean? What do you mean, an ungodly heathen and temptress? What do you mean? Of course, your queen keeps showering you with praise. Then allow me to return her kindness, and to tell you how fantastic Maeva is. She'll make a formidable ally. Her familiar way of talking about her ruler made me quirk an eyebrow, but I didn't mention it. After all, Assyrian customs were much different from ours, and her relationship with her queen was none of my concern. As long as she didn't use the same casual tone while talking about Caligyan nobility, there would be no issue. In any case, I do hope Calydia is to your liking, Lady Asha. Unfortunately, I still haven't had the time to visit your beautiful lands, and to taste your many specialties. Therefore, the question may be a bit premature. She gave me a smile, but it didn't reach her eyes, which made me see that her answer was an elegant way to not speak ill of the place without lying. Ooh. Now that it was my castle and my nation, it did upset me a little, but I couldn't be mad at her for finding the place a bit drab. My father had never had a keen eye for interior design. Yeah, you've got a lot of work to do, Queen. I was about to ask her more futile questions when Robert stepped into the space between us. The gesture was overtly rude, but his position allowed him to act in that manner, and I turned away from Asha to listen to what he had to say. Your Majesty, please forgive me for interrupting, but I must speak with you on a topic of utmost importance. He barely hid the dirty look he gave Asha. She understood the message and gracefully curtsied. Bro, rude! I'll go breathe some fresh air in the gardens, if you'll excuse me, Your Majesty. I mentally took note of where to find her if I wanted to continue the conversation, and bowed to her in lieu of a goodbye. Then I focused my attention on Robert, wondering with some trepidation of if something bad had happened. What's going on? Don't worry, Your Majesty. Nothing that will spoil your night. I just wanted to make sure you were taking my warnings about the Assyrian diplomat seriously. I don't find her trustworthy at all. I had to hold back a sigh. It was quite distressing to see him go to such trouble only to interrupt my conversation with a foreign dignitary. Please be comforted. She wasn't inviting me to dance naked in the sea in honor of the snake goddess Sif. I had said that in a playful tone. Oh wait, it was playful? Why were you looking like you were angry? I had said that in a playful tone, hoping to lighten the mood, but he looked even more upset. You should take this issue to heart. These people are insidious. They seem nice when you let your guard... You let your guard down, and by the time you realize you've fallen into the trap of a witch, it's much too late. I didn't have the patience to hear more of this, and I took an offended expression. That wasn't the point. My fate for the floor was sincere, and I was truly offended. Are we religious? I mean, a person in power needs to be neutral. So, we must not be influenced by the religion. That was the point. What? Oh. It wasn't clicking. I didn't have the patience to hear more of this, and it took an offended expression. Even if I had my doubts about the real existence of the gods, I knew the influence of the order and how powerful religion was in general. Unlike Alexander, I couldn't afford to openly proclaim my doubts or let anyone assume I wasn't a good believer. Oh, Alexander isn't religious too? Fortunately, I was very good at pretending to be offended. Do you believe my fate could be so easily shaken, High Priest? Taken aback, he immediately softened and apologized profusely. I relaxed in turn. I'm taking note of your worries, and I promise I'll be careful. But you must also understand you simply cannot say such things about a foreign guest, especially not in public. This could have been a This could have serious diplomatic consequences. He scowled once more but didn't say a word, politely bowing instead. I understand, Your Grace. And then he's off! To who knows where. A short silence passed between us before he turned away, mumbling something about prayers he had to make. What kind of prayers? Are these are these calls you have to take? Prayers you have to make? Dang. For the first time of the night, I found myself alone, and no one came to talk to me, perhaps for fear of getting caught in the fallout from this tense conversation. I enjoyed the respite and decided to go talk to... Okay. Hold on. Let's save actually. It's been a while since... We haven't saved at all! You want to rename your save? Pick. You can rename saves. Alright. Sure. I mean, that's actually really helpful. Because, I get confused on which saves are which. Since I like to save a lot. Who do we talk to? I'm leaning towards Alexander. Mainly because we've known him since childhood. Not the childhood friends trope again. Alexander had always been unwaveringly supportive of me. I knew that in his presence I'd be able to unwind a little, and I cast my gaze around the room, looking for him. His showy ceremonial armor should have made him stand out, but despite my best efforts, I didn't manage to spot him in the crowd. Knowing him, I guessed he had already slipped away. He didn't like the stuffiness of the party. He had always despised social functions. I sighed and gave up on my search, deciding to get some fresh air in the gardens instead. Oh. The wine, the music, the lights, the scents, was all starting to go to my head. A little coolness would be very welcome. The spring season would make it much nicer. The weather shouldn't be too cold. The place was rather calm, aside from the scattered giggles of bashful lovers hidden in the bushes. Ah yes, serenity washed over me, and I took in a few deep, invigorating breaths, emptying my glass into the grass, so I wouldn't be tempted to finish it. I looked to see if I could spot Asha when a voice near me made me jump. Is everything alright, Your Majesty? Oh. Alexander. Forgive me for frightening you. That wasn't my intent. It's nothing. It's only that I've been looking for you and found you nowhere. And now you appear behind me as if by magic. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were trying to find me. I had merely stepped back so I could watch you. Oh? You realize saying this sort of things make you sound like a pervert. My comment, although it was made in a light tone, seemed to send him into a panic. I'm sorry, that wasn't my intent. There was nothing untoward in my actions, I promise. I gently patted him on the shoulder. I gently patted his shoulder to try and stop his tangled flow of apologies. Then I let out a chuckle. I was joking. I know you only want to protect me, but you should still be mindful of how you word things. Nodding, he relaxed, and I invited him to walk by my side while I continued to enjoy the nocturnal scenery. Were you looking for me for a particular reason? No, nothing special. With everything that's happened, we haven't really had the time to chat, you and I. Oh. You seemed honestly moved, and I didn't regret my decision even for a moment, as childhood memories flowed back, prompted by the changing landscape around us. Ah, yes! Yes! Childhood friends trope! Childhood friends trope! Yippee! Oh! Do you remember this gazebo? Enthusiastic, I stepped closer to the small marble construction. still intact despite the years. You climbed all the way up to get my kite, which had gotten stuck onto the spike, but then you got trapped. Oh yes, I remember that very well. I'm still mortified by that memory, Queen. Oh! I'm still mortified by that memory, you know, Queen. I wanted to impress you, and in the end you were the one who had to save me. His empathic tone made me laugh, and I shook my head. You give me too much credit. I only went and got a ladder. Nothing very amazing. And yet I remember how much your courage helped me not to panic. You were only 10, but you seemed to have the entire situation under control. I was more terrified of the idea of getting scolded by my father than falling, but I didn't see any other solution than to send someone to get help, until you came back with that ladder, which you were dragging behind you because it was too heavy. In the end, I was the one who got scolded for ruining the flower beds, but we laughed so much. Aw, cute. Cute memory. Filled with nostalgia, I stayed quiet for a moment, a gentle smile on my lips, until a cold breeze rose and made me shiver. Oh. CG! Before I could even express my discomfort, I felt warm fabric covering my shoulders, and I raised my eyes to meet Alexander's, who had just offered me his cape. Oh, that's kind, but it's not necessary. You watched over me so much when I was younger. I would never have survived my years in the palace if it weren't for you, Queen. Now it's my time to watch over you, while you focus on your duty as an empress. That's the least I could do. Oh! He hadn't let go of my shoulders. But this closeness didn't bother me. I was carried away by nostalgia, and by the tenderness in his words, and I had neither the desire nor the strength to protest. My pride wanted me to rebel and claim once more that I was strong enough to take care of myself on my own, but I knew that a little support wouldn't do me any harm. If I was always trying to prove that I didn't need anyone, I would end up alone, and that wasn't what I wanted. Yeah, speak your truth. Hello, Cheesecake! Hi! We're playing Imperial Grace, and we are out walking with our currently general of our army, Alexander, who is also our childhood friend. We are playing as an empress, newly appointed after the death of our emperor father. And now we are here, spending a quiet respite with our friend that we've known since childhood. You know me. I love being my childhood friends trope. Thank you, Alexander. It's comforting to know that I can count on you. Always, Your Grace. Aww. My words seemed to have broken the spell, and he finally let go of my shoulders, leaving me wrapped in the heavy velvet cape. Oh! We should head back. I fear you might catch a cold. Because you're immune to colds, perhaps? Oh, wait. Who was talking in which way? Wait, let me read again. Was that Alexander was the one saying that? We should head back. I fear you might catch a cold. Because you're immune to colds, perhaps? He sighed and rolled his eyes while correcting himself. I fear we might catch a cold. I love the banter. Wow. Oh! Liz Okami! Hello! Hi everyone! Oh my gosh. Hi everyone! Oh, a raid! Welcome in, raiders! Oh my gosh. Hi everyone, how are you doing? How was stream, Liz? Welcome in! Welcome. How are you guys? What were you streaming? Currently, for me, I am playing Imperial Grace. It is a otome combined with a resource management game where we play as an empress, trying to manage our entire empire and the politics around it, as well as find a lover. That's what we're here for. But yeah, hi, welcome in, guys. I hope you had a good stream over on Liz's channel. I am, in my introduction, I am Mori Motchi, interdimensional lost dog who likes to draw and also help find suitors for my lovely empress. I am the empress's right-hand dog currently, sitting at her shoulder, whispering to her the strategies of how to woo her childhood friend. But yeah, thank you so much for the raid, everyone. Please, if you need to rest up, get some water, some snacks, please do so. And thank you guys for dropping by. I hope the stream is going well. Stream was really good. I wanted to come show love to a fellow festival streamer. I was playing the Murder Hotel. Ooh! How was the Murder Hotel? I've been scrolling through the festival store page for a bit. there are a lot of interesting titles. And yeah, Liz Okami is also a fellow Choose Wisely Festival streamer. So yeah, hi guys! Right now we are currently strolling through the gardens with our childhood friend Sir Alexander, the general of our royal guard. And I love this. This is a delicious pairing. I am so excited. royalty and royal guard relationship. Pretty nice, pretty good. That's awesome. It was fun. And yes, so many interesting games, not enough hours in the day to play them all. Yeah! My own schedule got like really full with games that I've been asked to play. So I've been trying to check out some of the games in my own time as well, and not on stream. But I would love to stream some more. Eventually, I'll figure it out. Maybe not this week, but next week if I can. Maybe next week. Sometime in the future. Oh, all right. Oh, I got something. I have been gifted something. A drink. Wow. I totally get that. Well, I'm gonna read and run, but I hope you have fun with stream and the rest of the festival. Alright! Alright, Liz, thank you for raiding! And I hope you have a good rest. Alright? Please enjoy the rest of your day. And everyone, all the raiders who have just come in, welcome in. Thank you everyone who has been following. I don't have my activity feed. Alright. Thank you for the follows, everyone. Autismo Benis and Liz Okami. Yay! But yeah. Sit back, relax, get a drink, grab your snacks. We will be playing through the rest of the Imperial Grace demo. Right now we are headed back towards the palace as we finished our stroll. With a satisfied smile, I turned back to the castle, albeit with much slower steps than usual. And now the next day, I think. Your Grace, as you surely know, an essential task that comes with your role as a ruler is to listen to your subjects' petitions. Oh! We also get to review petitions they've accumulated since your father's death and even before. He was not very fond of that duty. Whoa! Our dad really is a pretty bad guy. Now that you've been crowned, you'll need to dedicate them a fair share of your time. It's especially important because the other advisors and myself have gotten used to lodging petitions on matters that require your attention but do not fit into the council's agenda. Explain it to me? Please? Tutorial, please? All of this is very new to me. I won't say no to further explanations. Petitions are matters that require your informed judgment, whether they pertain to trials, grant requests, or other various issues. The other advisors and myself are usually tasked with submitting them, but we may also pass on requests coming directly from your subjects. I divide them into 2 stacks, urgent affairs and current affairs. Of course, urgent affairs must be attended as soon as possible. I've added an exclamation mark on the stack for more clarity. As long as all urgent affairs have been dealt with, I won't give you any... As long as all urgent affairs haven't been dealt with, I won't give you any current affairs, so as to not distract you with futile matters. As with everything that requires your input, petitions may necessitate the mobilization of certain resources, but don't forget that they can also offer opportunities. Good decisions can turn out to be quite lucrative. Finally, you must keep in mind that improving the living conditions of your people will ensure their affection for you, and in the long run will contribute to the realm's prosperity. Is that clear? Yes! I think. It all makes sense. Perfect. I suggest you deal with one of mine first. It's an issue that has been on my mind for a while. He took a moment to rummage through the items on the table before handing me a sealed parchment roll. Here you go. Well then, I'll let you study that on your own and go about your business. Feel free to go through more of them so you can grow familiar with the process. You will be informed of their outcome in due time. Alright. Even if the crown is yours, I'd be wary of your bastard brothers. For some, an illegitimate son is far better than a woman. Oh. Ah, yes. The patriarchy. Woo! And I wouldn't want the nobility to use this excuse so they can rid of you the first chance they get. I've tasked the Master of Murmurs with investigating them. At the moment, it seems that most of them live a modest life as craftsmen or servants. Whoa! Wait, really? The bastard brothers? Why do we have to call them bastards? As craftsmen or servants, but the simplest minds can be the easiest to sway. Ah, yes. You can delude them into you can what's the word? Convince them into having delusions of grandeur that you could somehow get this position as emperor, empress, even though you're not qualified. Especially since you haven't established any bond with them, which means that nothing will stop them from betraying you. I suggest dealing with the issue in a permanent way. Can we just meet our brothers or something? Have them be our friends? Alden of Valblue. Now we decide. It's best not to take any risks, though I loathe these methods. I can't risk a civil war or a coup. I've given too much of myself to end up like that. Have them assassinated. I don't know, man. I am a firm believer of no killing. As long as they haven't done anything to me, I refuse to let paranoia get the best of me and have them assassinated. However, I do recognize that my half-brothers are a threat, and I believe we should definitely keep an eye on them, assign spies to each of them, and we'll decide how to react if they start plotting against me. I refuse to become a tyrant like my father, and to let paranoia trap me in a spiral of violence, so I'll take the opposite approach. I'll make them happy, which should ensure that they don't have any desire to take my title from me or cause me harm. Send someone to ask them what they want and do your best to satisfy their wishes. But make sure they're aware of my role as their patron. Oh! That's actually a good ploy too. Since you now have power and it seems that your Empress sister is showing you favor and being your patron, supporting you in your craft or in your life, living situation. Like servant could be given some money to start their own business, and craftsmen could be given support. I mean, yeah, being happier about their current living situation would be the best way to deal with this, because they would not try to go for the throne if they are already satisfied with what they have. Right? It's not a money solves everything kind of thing. I'm not going to abuse my money. Yes, I will be their patron. Your half-brothers were pleasantly surprised by your offer. The twins only asked for a few more coins and they praised your name. The other two had more specific requests. Aaron Villis asked for your permission to marry the daughter of a lord, Lila de Lavalley, whose father is opposed to the marriage. That was above my pay grade, so I submitted another petition on that topic, with an in-depth explanation. Yassine Le Cordonnier asked for your permission to come to the palace, without mentioning what position he wanted to occupy. He'll look over the details with you once he's here. Time will tell if your kindness is rewarded. I mean, yeah, the twins would be nice. Ooh. Let us check the petitions. What more? Good morning, Your Grace. In need of support, I take the liberty of writing you despite the borders that separate us, hoping that you will not take offense. Following a painful illness, my father, the Grand Duke Edgar de Balrius, recently died. May his soul rest in peace. As his only direct heir, I would normally receive his titles and lands, but some cousins of the family have decided otherwise. Since I am not married, these dear cousins argue that there must be a patriarch for the family to run smoothly. Of course, my father's title and possessions are all they care about, and they have no use for me. I fear I cannot protect what's mine from their shenanigans. Your ascension to the throne, despite criticism, is an inspiration to me, and that's why I took the liberty of asking for your help today. I know that Kalija's influence in my country is limited due to the animosity between our nations, but I have no doubt that you are a resourceful woman who will be able to offer me valuable advice if not involve yourself on my behalf. Very respectfully and with my sincere friendship, Lady Alma de Balrius. Alright, what choices do we have? I understand your position too well. It's true that my opinion carries little weight in the administrations of Vargas, but everyone knows how slow your country is administratively. If your cousin's request were to disappear, it would give you much more time to firm up your position. A piece of paper is easily lost, so have faith in your lucky star. Beyond the complex laws of inheritance, it is often those who have the means to assert their rights who get what they want. A show of strength will convince the Emperor that you are the most suitable person to take over the estate. I'll send you some resources that will help you in this process. I trust you'll return the favor when you've obtained what is rightfully yours. Free! I sympathize with your difficulties. Unfortunately, as you pointed out, I am not welcome in Vargas, so I can only advise you to find a powerful person in your own country to support you. I sincerely hope you succeed in asserting your rights. This is more expensive, I guess. Well, not too expensive. We could do. That would mean interfering with the paperworks of Vargas administrations. You would have a spy like have the request disappear. I mean, this is a good way to like bolster up all the petitioner's position in her own way, because there's only so much our support can do. why am I thinking about this so much? I want to do well. That's why. I'll save. Yes, let us meddle. Your Grace, I thank you for your wishes of success, as it seems that no missive from my cousins managed to reach His Majesty Justinian III. I went myself to the palace to defend my cause, and since there was no one to contest, my request was accepted. I was able to recover the title and lands that were rightfully mine, and my cousins have now become very kind in hope of scrounging up a few favors, so I will be able to protect my inheritance as my late father wished. As a token of my gratitude, I'm sending you a shipment of marble. I hope it will help you in return. Respectfully, Lady Alma Belarius, Duchess of Belarius. Woo! That's actually good. That's actually really good. More petitions! Your Grace, this doesn't come as a surprise, but rumors that you have had your father assassinated are starting to spread. Apparently, some letter you sent a few years ago to one of your tutors, in which you poured out your hatred for your father, is being circulated along these accusations as proof of your evil doing. At the moment, we still do not know who is behind these rumors, especially since bards are spreading the information all across the realm. What shall we do? Master of Murmurs. Oh! What shall we do? Oh, that's a lot. Oh, no! No! Round up and lock up all the bards who spread these rumors. Then find all copies of the letter and destroy them. Finally, make it known that it is now forbidden to even mention the subject, and anyone who does so will suffer the same fate. Oh. If the rumor is already making the rounds, we might as well use it to our advantage. I'll announce that I haven't murdered my father, but that I despised him, and that this hatred means I wish to be a very different ruler from what he was. His death is a gift that has been presented to us by the Four. Everyone feared him, and if they didn't hate him, in this way, we should find support amongst those who criticize them. Yeah! Yeah, that's a good play. I wonder who could have started the rumor and obtained the letter. Send our agents to investigate my former tutor's old residence. Once we know who stole the letter, we can use the situation to our advantage and accuse the thief of having assassinated my father. If we need further proof, we can always fabricate something. I would prefer this, and we would have more support from the people. Your straightforwardness and your very aggressive approach. Oh, that's a -15 to the nobility. No! Approach to these rumors has taken your enemies by surprise. It does not matter who spread these rumors, they have lost a lot of their influence, even if a few obstinate fools still believe them. The nobility, however, did not appreciate the brutality you displayed. They accuse you of harming etiquette by admitting such hatred towards your predecessor and father. I mean, we took on the name of our other predecessor, Melisandre the First. Nevertheless, if the people is still doubtful, your words seem to have touched their hearts, and it seems that they like you more now. Master of Murmurs. Yeah. What matters is the people. The people have the power. You see, in good governance, you give power to the people, okay? You are just there to enact their will. I was truly glad to be Empress now, but as I had expected... Good God, the motorcycles in this neighborhood. I was truly glad to be Empress now, but as I had expected, I hadn't had a single moment to myself since my coronation. There was an endless and continuous stream of people paying their respects to me, and more or less futile issues to be solved. Even if I was happy to finally be able to exercise my power legitimately, I also felt that I needed a break. Thus, after taking care of the most urgent matters, I had decided to take a moment to relax in my bedroom, the gardens, the library. We'll talk with Theodore. We'll talk with Asha. We'll talk with... Wait, why there? Wait, why there? I mean, he is your, like, what's it called? Guard, personal guard, I guess. We're like, oh. Let's talk to Asha. Taking a breath of fresh air seemed like the best way to replenish my reserves of energy, especially since the weather was lovely. I aimlessly walked along the garden trails, filling my lungs with clean air, when I saw Asha sitting on a bench, her eyes closed, her head thrown back. She looked so peaceful that I wondered if she was sleeping, and I approached her as stealthily as I could, trying not to wake her up. My spying talents must have been rather unimpressive, since she heard me and opened her eyes to look at me. With a smile, she politely bowed her head. "Good day, Your Majesty. Are you here to take a sunbath as well?" She unceremoniously motioned to the bench, inviting me to join her. Although I was surprised by such familiarity, I was still tempted, and I sat down on the smooth wood, comfortably warmed up by the sun. It would be a crime to have such a beautiful garden and not want to take advantage of it. I can only approve. This is my favorite spot in the palace, alongside the library. I softly smiled at her, letting a lazy silence settle between us until I felt the need to start a conversation. "So tell me, do you enjoy Caligula? It's a beautiful place, but as beautiful as it may be, it only reminds me how much more beautiful my island is. I had never been to Issyria, but I had heard the most wondrous descriptions of it. I could understand her homesickness, but at the same time, I felt a touch of chauvinism stir within me. Man, I think my home is better. You insult me in my own home? This isn't a contest, Asha." I had said that in a joking manner to hide my scowl, but she didn't budge, showcasing once more her talent for subtle backtalk. Oh my god. That's good, because you would lose. This would have annoyed me from most people, but her pert little expression simply made me want to play along, and I replied just as mischievously. "If you're feeling so homesick, I can always send you back. And deprive you of the only person with a sense of humor in your court? I highly doubt that, Your Grace. Especially since this place is in dire need of feminine presence. The ratio would crash were you to send me away." Her remark made me laugh, briefly but openly. If what they say about Issyria is true, I suppose it must be strange for you to see so many men holding power. Oh yes, and it just comforts me in the certainty that we've done the right call, letting women rule. If only the rest of my people could hear what you're saying. You think your gender might stand in the way of your rule? Obviously. Don't forget, I'm only here because my brother is dead, and my father never remarried. Oh, you're also kinda illegitimate, I guess? Well, not maybe. Maybe you are legitimate, but it's the fact that you're a woman that you were not, like, even considered into the throne. That's terrible. I've been crowned, but I know many people still doubt my abilities and my legitimacy. And yet, do you feel up to the task? I definitely am up to it. There wasn't a hint of doubt in my voice. My entire life had been built around this rule that was now mine. Asha seemed deep in thought. Have you been preparing yourself? To the best of my abilities, yes. I've read books. Many books. On many different subjects. I've listened to my elders' advice too. Oh, I was drinking, don't worry. But well, this isn't exactly a course. Oh no! Some water dripped on my keyboard. But, well, there isn't exactly a course organized by the scholars for all of this. There isn't one? Really? Where I'm from, potential future queens receive a very strict education from an early age, which is destined to make them the best possible rulers. Everything is planned for. And even if you follow the curriculum in order to be crowned, you'd still need to undergo the whole battery of tests supervised by the matriarchs. A queen can only be appointed once she's proved her discernment and her value. Oh! They have that kind of system in Assyria? Impressed with a system that was completely strange to me, I took in the information with curiosity. You must be worthy of your title, and you must prove that. Do you think it's effective? Nothing's ever perfect, but we haven't had a single tyrant since the system had been set up. I'd only say it fosters a certain inertia. Our queens are the protectors of our people. To fulfill that duty, they abandon their names, dedicate themselves to the task, and follow that long training which shapes them. They abandon their names. That preserves us from the ambition of a single person, who could decide to satisfy their thirst for power at the expense of others. But when you look closely, none of the 12 queens of the kingdom particularly stand out. Oh, there's 12 queens! Her analysis seemed thorough and far from the simple chauvinistic admiration that I had initially suspected of animating her. That prompted me to take some time as well and ponder before answering. I see. It's true that reigns on the continent are often eventful. Oh, but I do think that sometimes... whoa! You can... Oh, it's middle click. Okay, sure. I do think that sometimes a strong-headed leader with a distinct personality is what's best to guide a nation in a time of crisis. 5 p.m. reminder! Oh my god. I'm still chatting with Asha! I don't want to cut it short. As I've told you, Your Grace, nothing is ever perfect. Hey Nil, you missed out on us having a little night stroll with Alexander. Goddamn. And I wasn't trying in the slightest to cast doubt on your reign to come. If that's what you were thinking, if I was wary of you, I wouldn't have told you all those things. Thank you for your trust. Ever since my coronation's taken place, I haven't had a minute to step back and take everything in. Perhaps I'm too defensive. I was listening but asleep. Oh. So I was kinda there. Dang. Why would you be asleep? The weight of the responsibilities that come with your title would break many people's backs, believe me. But you can't neglect yourself either, Your Grace. A tree worn down by the tantrums of nature isn't robust enough to bear its fruits. And even on that count, I think Assyria is ahead of you. If you want to wind down one day, I'll show you one of those massages we are famed for. Huh? She's offering to massages? What the... She's offering a massage. A malicious spark flickered in her eyes, and coupled with the slightly husky tone of her voice, it made me blush. Oh. Eager to hide my embarrassment, I took refuge in humor. If you weren't a woman, I'd have sworn I'd have sworn that you're propositioning me. Oh, I was definitely flirting with you, Your Grace. Oh. Her frankness took me aback, and I found myself stunned silent. Nobles were fond of these kinds of false seduction games, but I had never seen it taking place between two women. Whoa, you live in a heteronormative society? Well, it's time you open your eyes, my queen! There is Yuri for all with eyes to see. Asha won't flirt with you outside of romance scenes anymore. I mean, we could. Asha will continue to flirt with you even if you don't romance her. Yeah, some nice little flirting would be fun. You would dare to try and corrupt my pure, innocent soul? My voice was clearly exaggerated and provocative, which seemed to amuse her. Your soul may well be pure, but innocent? I doubt it. You're far too cunning for that. She winked at me. In any case, you know where to find me if you decide to take me up on my... You know where to find me if you decide to take up my massage offer. Believe me, once you try it, you won't be able to live without it. Oh my god. Might be best if I never try it out then. It would be most unfortunate if I fell into the hands of a foreign power. She burst into laughter when she saw that the falsely worried face I had put on. I joined her, alternating between open fits and small giggles until my stomach hurt. A massage sounds nice. You would say that, no? She was the first to calm down, her face serious, and she cleared her throat. I shouldn't bother you any longer. I'm afraid my little nap has dragged on rather longer than I'd planned. But it was a pleasure talking to you, Your Grace. The pleasure's all mine, Asha. All the pleasure's mine, Asha. Number of remaining turns. Let's deal with the politics now that we have been newly crowned. We are losing the nobility. And we have the people. More goods? Maybe. No. More research? No. We need... especially luxury items. Oh. Sure. We need to bolster up the nobility. We're going to lose out on goods, though. But maybe let's do that with control. Wait, we could lose out on some of the people, but we need to gain support from the nobility again. At least by 10. Is the taxes actually high? I'm going to have to! I need the money! I'm losing money right now! I'm losing money right now! Like, damn! Goddamn! That's 2 money? Minus 5 nobility. Plus 3 money. Okay, I can lose out on goods, I guess. But I need more money! So I need... I don't know. I have to bolster up the taxes! God damn! I've kept hearing that we were newly crowned this whole stream. I mean, yeah, we still are. But I have to up the taxes. Forgive me, my people. We need more support from the nobility. Yeah, I think that's good. Confirm. And then, petitions. Your Grace, I have discovered that someone has placed pagan talismans in the palace. One was even found in your living quarters. I do not think that these amulets have any sort of power, but the intentions are quite real. I cannot bear the thought that someone wishes to curse you. With the Master of Murmur's help, we have identified the servant behind these talismans. We have, however, stayed discreet. We will await your orders before we take action. This could give us an opportunity to learn more about the situation. General Alexander. Oh! Alexander sent the petition. What are we gonna do? I don't want unnecessary bloodshed. Find an excuse to fire her and tell her that she shouldn't come near me in the future if she doesn't want the Order to find out about her little secret. You're right, we can't let this opportunity to gather information pass up. Keep a discreet eye on her. She might lead us to other pagans, and we might learn more about their intentions towards me. Arrest her and interrogate her in the dungeons on her intentions and her practices. No, we need to investigate. I'm willing to cost influence +1 religion. We are actively keeping an eye on Miranda, but for the time being, we have not learned anything. Apart from a few ridiculous and harmless rituals, her life is just as mundane as it is boring. She does not seem to be meeting with other pagans or actively working to bring about your downfall. Maybe it's actually just a what's it called? A fortune talisman. Maybe she's just wanting to give us fortune. More petitions? Your Grace, we have noticed that a few of the beams that hold up the servants' quarters are currently rotting. The situation can still be salvaged, but if we let the mold spread, the beams will surely give out and the ceiling might fall down. I think we should act quickly. Leon of Vildor. I understand how important this issue is, but it is not a priority at the moment. We'll take care of it later. No? Summon a carpenter immediately. Not only could the situation be dangerous, it could also be far costlier to redo the entire roofing instead of repairing a few beams. It's best to be cautious. Yes, that's the right answer. And I have the money and the goods to make that so. If the issue stems from mold, doing maintenance will only temporarily solve it. The new beams would end up molding too. Oh, why? Right. If the issue is mold, summon a scholar specialized in that field, ask them to identify the source of the problem and get rid of it for good. If it's moldy, we need the... Down with the trader. Third option, I don't believe it. Nil, you are a tyrant. You are a tyrant! For real! Alright. I think we find the root of the problem because it's mold that's rotting the beams. So let's do that. Mold? Sound familiar? Hey, I don't have that mold patch anymore! I don't have that anymore! It's non-existent, it's dead, it's died, it's no longer here! It has ceased existence. Your Grace, the scholar that you mandated has come and has treated the moldy beams with rituals. What do you mean rituals? Rituals! And various powders. Can you at least tell me that one of those powders is a mold-killing powder? Some kind of bleach? That should stop the mold from coming back and finishing off the weakened beams. To be on the safe side, we have decided to treat the entire castle using the method he has taught us. It'll take a few months, but I think it will be worth it. Yay! The entire palace has gone through a mold inspection! The days passed by in a blur, all similar to each other. New petitions to manage, new events to participate in, influential people to flatter. I had never had any illusions. I had always known that my life as an empress would be mainly paced by paperwork and diplomatic discussions. But sometimes it got a bit much. I knew the decisions I was making could change lives and minds, and I hoped that under my rule my kingdom would prosper. But I couldn't see the results of my hard work after a mere few weeks. I had to settle for little victories. And sometimes I caught myself hoping for something, anything to disrupt my day. Unfortunately, nothing seemed to be on the cards. Be grateful that your land is peaceful and your... the people are prosperous. Do not wish for any kind of disruption, please! I do not want war. Your Grace, would you have a few moments to spare me? Startled out of my daydreaming, I looked at the unfinished letter in front of me and pushed it aside to give my full attention to the Master of Murmurs, who removed his hood after closing the door. Yeah, we got the Master of Murmurs here to murmur once again. Of course, I'm all ears. Today, a wandering caravan coming from Vargas was attacked by bandits while they were crossing the Elm Bridge. The merchandise was stolen, the guards were killed, and the people in the caravan are now being held hostage to be ransomed. By the Four, that's awful! I was now used to be the one who must find solutions, and I immediately started going through them in my mind. That bridge is a strategic location. It should have been better protected. We'll send men over there, and I'll ask Marjorie to send hers as well. Her men are closer by. They should be able to secure the area and limit the disruptions to that heavily trafficked commercial road. And put a bounty on those bandits. We have to find the hostages and deal with their captors as decisively as possible. Patiently, he let me finish, but as I saw his expression, I realized there was more to it, and I frowned. Is there something in particular that I should know about this caravan, Master of Murmurs? He softly nodded. Amongst the captured people is one of my agents, a master of spying and infiltration. He had been in Vargas for a few months to keep an eye on a family of nobles, and he was urgently coming back with some vital information. Does it have to do with my father's assassination? Do you think Vargas is guilty of that? No, at first glance there's no connection. Your father's assassination is still under investigation, even if I have to admit that at the moment we're somewhat stalled. Then what is this about? It's precisely the issue. I don't know. Apparently, it was crucial information. My agent has always been excessively prudent. He feared that his mail might be intercepted, and therefore he was reluctant to send me written information, even if our messages were always coded. So you're telling me that one of our spies, who infiltrated Vargas, has been captured not far from the border while he was coming back with information of utmost importance, and that you have no clue what that is. Finally, now that the Four had decided to grant my wish of a little more excitement, I started regretting wishing for it in the first place. RB, hello, welcome in! Are you a boy or a girl, and what is your age? Damn, not even a nice to meet you first? Wow. Wow. If he got caught, he was an L spy anyways. Oh, man. No, he was undercover. He was in a caravan. That's why he got caught, because he was undercover. That message is kinda familiar. Who are you? Sorry, it's nice to meet you. Hi, hello. Hi, my name's Mori. Nice to meet you. Are you a boy or a girl? I'm neither. Mori is a shapeshifter. They can be anything. I'm sussing you out, RV. Who is this? Who are you? You look like a boy, you have a voice of a girl, and you look like a little kid. What? What? That's just my... Did you know I drew this model? Did you know I drew myself? I'm the one who designed myself. Look at me, behold me. I just have a big ass head. I must side with them for now. No, I'm 300 years old. What do you mean? Bros, I'm 300 years old. Don't worry. 4,000. You're making me older. Oh my god. Your body's 3 years old. What? 300 my ass. I'm young. I'm young and I'm young. I'm with the cool kids. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? My body is that of a dog. My body is that of a dog. Look at me. Beholden. Beholden. Beholden to me! Ah. What is that? This is one of the free live 2D models! Alright, I'm gonna be putting my foot down for a bit. We have chat rules in the video description, RV, if you could read through that so you can follow the rules, and then we will have a fun time. Yeah, read the rules. You're in a bowl, you're even smaller now. Yippee! I am her right-hand dog. I am Queen's right-hand dog. I am the one who whispers strategies on how to romance the dateable characters in this game. You must listen to me. Biblically accurate, Mori. The situation didn't bode well. That's correct. Like you, I do find the coincidence suspicious. But we can't be sure of anything. If they just wanted to cover their tracks, they could have simply killed him right then and there, as well as the guards. Maybe they just got rid of the body. We can't exclude that possibility, but we've received a demand of ransom addressed to his family. Like the other 4 hostages, I don't know. Mochi dog, real and true! I am one of those mochi dishes. Alright, let me head back to my model. Where is it? Let me go back to normal. Whoa. There we go. This is a 18+ stream. Well, this game is for mature audiences, so yes, most likely it is preferable to have the chat be 18+, and watchers be 18+, but I do try to be all ages. And so far, the topics we have encountered in this game haven't been that worrisome, troublesome, question mark. If anything is troubling, I have my sensor. There we go. Okay. That... You are breaking a rule? I apologize, but, we will be timing you out. You, rule something. Do not dox yourself. You have... Currently, where is it? 5-minute timeout. You told your age. There is a specific rule. Do not dox yourself or anyone. So, timeout enforced. Do not do that. Rule something. I don't have it numbered. I just know what the rules are. Okay, I am the good noodle. I know what my rules are. I just don't know what the order is. I just don't know what the order is. Alright? If you say your age in the chat, you will be timed out. Okay, guys? Don't dox yourselves. Hey, yo. Alright, okay. Alright. 7, Mori. Rule 7. Hey, I don't have it, like... I don't have it on fast, what's it called? I don't have a reference of it that I can, like, instantly refer to, okay? Okay? I don't have access to that. You're just slow. You hate me. You hate me. You hate me. Anyway, your age. My age, Ariel! Yes, my age is 300. 300. Very young and youthful and full of vigor. So it's okay. Who's to say I... 5,000. Stop with the lies. You used to say 4,000. What the hell? Do I age by 1,000 years every hour or something? Well, in any case, we have to clear up the situation quickly. Do we have other agents stationed in Vargas who could try to learn what our spy knows? A few, yes, but I'm afraid they won't be discreet enough if they were to approach the same people. You said if I said your age, I'd be timed out, so gotta try. No! My god, Ariel. How are you? How are you doing? Hi. We are playing Imperial Grace. In this game we get to play as an empress. But I don't want to play as an empress. I want to be her right-hand dog. So we made an OC. We named her Queen. And we whisper to her advice on how to rule the country and romance her suitors. Very on brand. I am not an empress, I am a god! I am no emperor. I am much higher. A few, yes, but I'm afraid they won't be discreet enough if they were to approach the same people. The decision is yours to make. Okay, this is one of the decisions that we need to do. Oh, it's just 2. I know it's dangerous, but we still have to try. It's far too dangerous, we'd better play it safe. The agents should stay at their current post. What's the context again? Let's see. If you'd like, I do find this coincidence suspicious, but we can't be sure of anything. If they just wanted to cover the tracks, they could have simply killed him right then and there. We did the body. We received a demand of ransom. In any case, we have to clear up the situation. We have other agents stationed in Vargas who could try to learn what our spy knows. Yes, but I'm afraid they won't be discreet enough if they were to approach the same people. Okay. Let's deal with the hostages first. We ain't no pussy. Emperor plus. I'm the Emperor God King President, alright? And I say the agents should stay at their current post and not press further, because having multiple people asking about the same information is gonna get suspicious. So we'll play it safe. I think it would be the safer choice indeed, Your Grace, even if I'm dying to find out what it's all about. What shall we do with the bandits? I took the time to think and weigh my options before making a decision. Do you have any information whatsoever on these bandits? What the? If they are who they pretend to be, they've been active all over the territory and always follow this pattern, but we know little about them. For the time being, we have no idea of their whereabouts or who their leader is. Are they trustworthy? I mean, once the ransoms have been paid, will they truly release the hostages? So far, yes, they've kept their word. Do we solve this with money once again? For the time being, we have no proof that this was a setup. We have to believe At the very least, that our agent is alive. If they're known for keeping their promises, the best course of action is to pay the ransom without further discussions. We can't continue letting these bandits live on our lands, even if they're known for being trustworthy. I absolutely do not trust them, and I don't want to pay ransoms all over the place. Pretend to pay the ransom, but trap them. At least we'll have fewer bandits on our hands, if our agent is already dead. Yeah, we still don't know if the agent is alive or not. Money! Nah. I believe that this situation is far too uncertain to engage resources. If it's a trap, we'll lose more lives, and if I refuse to finance these bandits any further, even though it'll cost me, the only thing that we can do is have faith in this agent and in his abilities. If he's as talented as you claim, he should be able to give the slip to a handful of bandits. Do we believe in the skills of our spy? Or do we trap them? Third option, a bum, he dead as hell. What if this is a very powerful bandit group though? We would be making enemies. They're all over the place, remember? And I would trust our spies. They wouldn't be spies if they weren't capable, you know? We're a god. We want the smoke. A4, what do you think? Do we trap the bandits? Or do we trust in our agent and believe that he can take care of himself? We want the smoke. We're a god. What kind of god would kill? I don't want to kill. I want to be merciful. I want Queen to be merciful. But I also don't want to be paying the bandits all over the place. So, I need to save bandits. I like that you can name your save slots. It's very good. Very helpful. This one. The third one. I understand your prudence, but knowing our agent, I think that what he knew was very important. I'll continue to do some research on my side and help the local authorities, but I have very little hope that our agent can make it and shed light on the whole situation. Don't kill, but also not letting it slide, just torture them then. Oh! I don't know if I made the right choice. I imagine we just have to pray Basan. So that he may help guide him back to us. I'll pray to Master of Murmurs. Die after making a choice that you could have survived? What? No! What? Recklessness. In the early spring of 1032, taking advantage of the chaos following the assassination of the Emperor of Caligula, Vargas launches a large-scale campaign against their neighbor. Taken by surprise, Caligula doesn't have the time to organize its defenses and is quickly overcome. No way! A few weeks afterwards, the Duchy of Montaliet falls, and Vargas launches in an assault on the capital. Resistance is fierce, but after over a month of devastating siege, the General Alexander is killed by Vargas during a skirmish. His death deeply impacts the morale of both the troops and the people, who are increasingly in favor of capitulation. Isolated and left without allies, the Empress manages to negotiate an advantageous surrender treaty before killing herself so as to not fall into the hands of the enemy. No way! No way! Ah! Go to the previous choice. Go back! Go back! Go back! Oh my god! Oh my god! So it's Vargas troops? See, we even out ourselves. How ungraceful! Go back! Go back! We need... Oh my god, I'm low on influence, but we need to fight back! Very well, Your Majesty. I'll go talk to Alexander and prepare an ambush. We'll keep you appraised of the situation's evolution. I had to kill... Your Grace, even though it had been carefully planned, I regret to inform you that our ambush was a failure. The bandits were well prepared, and when they spotted us, they started killing the hostages and running... Wrong choice! Fortunately, your agent is very resourceful, and he managed to escape. I'm bringing him back to the castle, right as I'm writing this report. One of the bandits is dead, but the rest of the group managed to flee. I desperately want to make them pay for their actions and pursue them, but the agent claims that his information is urgent and vital. You must absolutely meet him as soon as possible. No! Alexander! Hold on, let me turn back the clock! Holy moly! Go back. Wait, no. We're alive, but at what cost? At what cost? Wait. Can we reload? Load. Go back. I don't want this outcome. I need to pay them. Alright, I'm rich anyway. I'll send one of my men to pay the ransom. Let's hope we can trust these bandits. Cheating? No! There's saves for a reason. They made it so you could save at any time for a reason. Your Grace, even if it disgusts me to finance these vile bandits, the ransom has been paid without any issues, and we managed to get our agent back. The thing is, I would like to avoid the other hostages being killed as well. The information that he holds is of crucial importance. You should meet him in person to hear all the details. All I can say is that the situation is serious. Master of Murmurs. Hashtag ban saves. No! Can't be doing that to me. No! I depend on saves. That's my lifeblood. Imagine not being able to save in real life, you know? Goddamn. Unable to sleep, I got up to take a bit of fresh air at the window. As much as I told myself there was no point in speculating before I got the spy's report, I couldn't stop the foreboding I felt. Ah! Finish the that was the demo! I was about to be proved right. Thanks for playing the Imperial Grace demo. We hope you had a good time. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord to follow the creation of the game in real time and talk with the team and the community. Oh my god! Live with the consequences of your action and the game is finished! I can't even figure out the consequences! Oh man! I had fun. I loved doing the resources thing. And also the petitions. That was fun. It made the visual novel a bit more interesting. Like, instead of having to go through just the story, there's also an active part for the player to deal with. And with actual consequences. I like this demo, it was so fun. Yeah! If you would like to play this for yourself and try out the different routes, you can check out the game on Steam and on itch.io on the pinned comment. Imperial Grace is the name of the game by Synstoria. Yes, thank you to the devs for reaching out to me and letting me play their game on stream. This was a wild ride. We didn't even get to see the other scenes with the romanceables. We had the choice to spend time with Asha and Theodore during the party, as well as on our what's it called, rest time, free time. Yeah, the decisions are also unique. Yeah, I mean, I got jump scared by getting killed, dying because of one of the one of the choices. Man, one wrong choice and I'm dead. Oh my god. I love this game. This was great. You deserve that. Alright, I'll take it. I guess. Alright. That was Imperial Grace, everybody. This was so fun. I loved the resource mechanic especially. Given I am a big fan of management games. The resource mechanic made the choices really more... It made me feel like a lot more was at stake with all the choices that we were being made to do. And instead of like what's it called? Like the dialogue options just being there and with no like costs or and stuff. With resource costs, it makes me actually think more strategically in the choices on our decrees and decisions. So that was a fun mechanic. And I can't wait to check out the diplomacy mechanic as well. It's not available on the demo, but it will be in the full game. So yeah, I was playing stupid now. Imperial Grace, woo! Yeah, woo! Here are the credits. Thank you to everyone who worked on the game. Oh, alright. There's some extra as well. Oh, gallery. Oh, I'm not able to access the gallery in the demo. Alright. That's fine. That's a small team. Yeah, they are... they're an indie team. So, and some extra additional work here. This is usually the team for indie games. Very small. And some backers as well. Ooh, that's a lot of supporters. Yippee! Okay. Alright. There's a French version? Yes! There is a French language version. Where is it? Here. You can also read it in French. Unfortunately, I can't understand French, so we're just reading through it in English. But yeah, that's Imperial Grace. And tomorrow, we will be looking through... no, not looking through. Checking out Liver. Liver, Smoke and Mirrors. It is a game about your dead lover resurfacing after years of thinking that they had died, and now they have contacted us and are doing weird things. Look forward to that tomorrow. And if you missed it, check out the previous streams. We played our first day of the festival. We played Lover's Enigma, a game about investigating your husband's mysterious death and dealing with ghost husbands. And then the next day, the second day, we looked at Okami Okami, a game about being isekai'd into the spirit realm as a wolf yokai to be tasked at handling a hot spring inn in the spirit realm. Yeah. Another dead fellow? What's this, the third one? Every stream has death! Another isekai. Yeah, that's the previous isekai. Wait, right! I just realized I remember now. Checking out my schedule. Where is it? Let me just pull it up. Let me just pull it up for you guys. Here is the schedule. Don't mind the jump scare there. Next up is, for tomorrow, it's Liver. And then for Friday, we have 2 streams. in the afternoon as well as at night, we will be doing some a murder mystery case of the serialized killer, and then spill the beans. Spill the beans doesn't have death. I think that's the one game that doesn't have death, actually. Dead husband, dead granny, dead king. Yeah, Spill the Beans is the only game that doesn't involve any kind of dying. For Spill the Beans, it's a reverse detective game where you have to actually frame another person for the crime you've committed. So I'm looking forward to that. No death yet? No! Ariel. Alright, and then on Monday, there will be a wrap-up. I'm going to be doing a wrap-up stream. I'm not available on the weekends, unfortunately. I have stuff to do. And on the weekends, I need to take a break. At least give me 1 day's break. And then on Sunday, I have like a whole day planned for myself. Mori is so cute today. What? What do you mean? I played something similar for Spill the Beans. Ayo. Take breaks. Yeah, 1 day break. And then I have something to do on Sunday. And then on Monday of next week, essentially a week in review. I think I'd like to do some fan art of the games that I've played for the festival. I really want to draw the dead husband. I really want to draw Kazuki. And the dead granny, Akine. I really want to draw them. Actually, I would really love to make fan art of every game that I'll be playing on Monday. But yeah, that's it for me. That's it from me, guys. Thank you for dropping by. Mori just so passionate this week, I can't lie. Ayo. I love narrative games. I love story games. Even though you guys sleep on it, I will still be here reading it out loud. Maybe it'll be your bedtime story. Yes. Murder and death will make you fall asleep. Who's sleeping? You? Didn't you say earlier? Alright. Bye, guys. Bye. Thank you, everyone, for dropping by. Thank you, Liz, for the raid. Alright, I need to head out now. Bye, guys.